Boop, boop, boom. Boop, boop, boom. All right. Boop, boop, boom. That's live. There's Fluzzy. There's StreamYard. There's Doty. I'm going to give it a couple more minutes, and then I will play this next video. Alright, there we go. It is up and running. Stream is live. Let's kill the old one. It's gone. We're live. It's updating pretty much at the speed I'm going. Let's see. Okay. Yep, we're good. All right, on to this Arnold
The year is
Schwarzenegger
1975, and one of the greatest bodybuilders of all time, Arnold Schwarzenegger, is seen smoking a joint directly after his 6th Mr. Olympia victory. He later went on to admit that he did in fact smoke marijuana in the 70s, and that raises the question, how could someone that was so dominant in bodybuilding, a sport that requires you to get to ridiculously low levels of body fat while packing on pound after pound of muscle, how could he win 7 Mr. Olympias while using a substance stereotypically associated with making people fat and lazy? Well, as marijuana legalization efforts grow, and with many states already allowing recreational marijuana use, more and more people wonder how weed can affect their weight, body fat percentage, muscle mass, and their overall results that they see from exercise. So today I want to give you guys a non-biased, science-based review of marijuana and how exactly it can help or hurt your muscle building and fat loss goals. First of all, it's important to understand that marijuana was originally made illegal not because of any proven harmful effects, but instead it was done to suppress certain minority groups and to snuff out competition between the wood industry and the hemp industry. And in case you don't know, hemp is the plant that grows marijuana. Back in the early to mid 1900s, it was clear that hemp could be used to make all the things that lumber could be used for, except industrial hemp was lighter, stronger, and less expensive than wood. So since it posed a serious threat, a smear campaign was created against marijuana that eventually led to it being criminalized. Since then, it's gone from being extremely demonized to actually having applicable medical uses today. For example, it's now commonly used to treat cancer patients, to help them relieve nausea and pain, and to counteract a lack of appetite. There are also studies that show that marijuana can slow the growth of tumors like pancreatic cancer cells, for example. When taking a closer look, we find that marijuana contains a chemical known as THC, which is responsible for most of the physiological effects that produce the high.
Very informative video. This is not quite what I was expecting, but
as well as the increased appetite that causes the so-called munchies or excessive snacking.
Welcome back, everybody.
Another major cannabinoid is known as CBD, which has been found to have medicinal value for controlling epilepsy and other neurological disorders, and there's evidence to suggest that it could even be effective at reducing inflammation. But even though marijuana clearly has some medical benefits, many doctors and researchers still consider marijuana to potentially be harmful for your health. For example, researchers found that smoking 3 to 4 cannabis cigarettes per day could lead to similar risks with respiratory issues as what's seen in people regularly smoking over 20 tobacco cigarettes per day. Of course, there are many studies that don't support this view on marijuana being as bad as tobacco. Some studies have shown that marijuana could even improve how strong the lungs are and the lung capacity as well. So this is a highly debated issue that we won't have answers to until scientists are more able to freely conduct experiments and research on marijuana. With all that said, that doesn't change the fact that some athletes do indeed use it, and many believe it provides performance-enhancing effects.
For
example, one study on French student athletes found that 17.8% of the females and almost 40% of the males had used cannabis more than 10 times over the course of 30 days. This may have to do with the fact that many athletes often
Like
claim that
Mr. Oil
marijuana
over
helps
here
them
said.
focus and concentrate better. Some athletes also believe that it has a relaxing effect that could help reduce stress and possibly assist with recovery. It might help with recovery because marijuana is a vasodilator, which means that it can widen your arteries and improve blood flow, which can help reduce soreness. There's also a common belief shared by runners that smoking marijuana before their run helps enhance the runner's high, which is a feeling of euphoria that's experienced after a couple minutes of running, and for a long time it's always been associated with a release of endorphins. However, research now shows that endorphins may not be able to reach the brain, so it may be more likely that endocannabinoids are the mechanism that leads to that runner's high, and that may be why marijuana amplifies its effect. There are also other claims about marijuana where athletes say that it helps them get in the zone, and due to its pain-reducing effects, some athletes believe that it helps them push through that burning sensation felt throughout the body during a workout. However, science doesn't fully agree that the physiological effects that lead to improved focus, concentration, and relaxation come without their share of negative side effects. For example, research on cyclists found that smoking a cigarette with 1.7% THC, which is much lower than the amount that's regularly found in a joint, but even that small amount reduced maximal power output for the cyclist significantly compared to those that did not smoke that small amount of THC. On top of that, research also shows that marijuana can distort perception, coordination, and cognition, which not only impairs performance, but may also increase the risk of injuries when using heavy weights. Now, combine that with the fact that marijuana can increase your pain threshold, like I just said, and it becomes pretty clear that smoking before a heavy lifting session isn't necessarily the best thing for injury prevention. With that said, it's important to note that the loss of coordination highly depends on the dose and your tolerance. So either having a really high tolerance or smoking only a small amount of marijuana may not be as detrimental to your coordination, cognition, and performance. But even with that taken into account, we still have more studies that suggest that THC can significantly reduce many performance measures like balance, reaction speed, and psychomotor performance, which is essentially the coordination of your conscious cognitive processing and your physical movement.
Yeah, that's
now,
a pretty
specifically
bad experience.
in regard to muscle growth, there are definitely some interesting pros and cons.
I am absolutely better.
Unfortunately,
Thank you,
there are no direct studies on how marijuana impacts muscle growth, but some studies do show that the THC from marijuana can impair testosterone production. One study found testosterone levels were 56% lower among men who used marijuana at least 4 days a week for at least 6 months compared to those who had never used it at all. The good news is that even though most studies show a drop in testosterone, some studies suggest the effect isn't all that significant. One study even found that there were absolutely no statistically significant changes to testosterone levels during and after the smoking period as compared with the pre-smoking baseline levels. Also, even if your testosterone levels do in fact drop, the effects are definitely not permanent. Testosterone levels tend to return to normal after around just 24 hours of not smoking marijuana. Of course, other than testosterone, there may be other hormones that get affected. For example, research has shown that smoking about 2 average-sized joints for 14 days led to 3 times less human growth hormone production. Again, this doesn't directly mean that you can't build muscle just because you smoke marijuana, because in general, researchers have questioned whether growth hormone has that much of a significant effect on muscle growth to begin with. And some studies suggest that the effects of growth hormone on muscle growth are over-exaggerated. So the point is, even if you do experience a reduction in growth hormone, that reduction may not hurt muscle growth. And regardless, marijuana is not likely to have a significant impact on muscle, especially in non-heavy smokers, since the effects are dose-dependent and quickly reversible. There is a possibility that it can impair muscle growth more for heavy smokers simply because they're consuming more of it, but some research shows that that's also unlikely because the testosterone-suppressing effects become less significant as you develop more of a tolerance through heavy use. This is similar to what I was saying before, where even if you do smoke a lot, if you have a high tolerance, you may not have your performance impaired by much, and you might not experience such negative effects with your coordination, your cognition, and your power output, while still feeling a sense of relaxation, concentration, and focus. Also, out of everything, the definitive most positive thing that you could say about marijuana when it comes to muscle growth is that it increases appetite, which can help you eat more food. This can be useful for certain people that struggle to eat enough to put on weight, or for those that experience nausea from the amount of food that you have to sometimes eat to bulk up. In fact, one study found that smoking marijuana increased total daily calorie intake by 40%, which is obviously quite a lot. But unfortunately, that was mainly due to snacking. And even though you probably already know this, Cheez-Its and ice cream won't really help you build muscle anywhere near as much as they'll help you gain fat. And that's actually the other side of the spectrum. What happens to people that are looking to burn fat and lose weight? Sure, an increase in appetite can be beneficial for people that have a hard time consuming enough calories, but the downside is that if you get the munchies, you can easily overeat and gain body fat. If you're trying to lose weight and you're limiting your calorie intake, then you're already hungry, trying to resist cravings. And so when you smoke weed, you would think that you would be a lot more likely to binge. But the interesting thing is that it seems that you're a lot more likely to be negatively affected by the munchies in regard to fat loss if you're a light smoker that only occasionally smokes in comparison to a heavy smoker that smokes all the time. I know that may not make sense, but studies that look at chronic marijuana users show a negative correlation between body weight and the amount of marijuana someone smokes. In other words, the more excess weight that someone carries, the less likely they are to use marijuana. And a survey of about 50,000 people confirmed these results. Even after adjusting for factors like age, sex, and tobacco use, people using marijuana at least 3 times per week were 40% less likely to be obese. This is probably because with acute marijuana use, or using it every now and then, it can be more likely to increase your appetite and lead to a binge because you're not used to the drug's effects on your appetite. Meanwhile, chronic use could lead to a higher degree of tolerance to the THC, which reduces the effect on the appetite. Couple that with the fact that marijuana use increases your heart rate, and you'll see why chronic use may actually reduce body weight rather than increase it. Of course, a lot of this does depend on the individual too. There are rumors that some very lean bodybuilders are able to use marijuana without being crippled by the munchies. Bodybuilding competitors are really only able to use a substance like marijuana to unwind since it's calorie-free, unlike alcohol, and clearly some of them are able to control their appetite. Meanwhile, others are simply not. So munchies more than likely affect people on a person-by-person basis. Some people can control it while others will binge. So with all that said, as of now, it doesn't seem that we can conclusively say that marijuana will prevent or slow muscle growth, and if it helps you increase your appetite and take in the amount of calories you need to bulk up, then it may even help you build muscle. Meanwhile, if you're trying to burn fat, Jane. You don't smoke that often, and you can't resist the munchies when you do smoke, you may be better off staying away from it entirely. That about wraps it up, guys. I really hope that you enjoyed this video and that
I'm not
you
a
now
big cannabis user, but now I understand that
muscle growth and fat loss at least a little better. Remember to subscribe to the channel
and
hit that
not
bell
the best
icon. And also, if you're looking for a done-for-you program that'll help you develop your muscles in your body, like your chest, back, shoulders, and legs, while helping you burn fat without having to eat the same bland, boring foods.
Boring foods. I couldn't do a chicken and broccoli diet. I would go nuts very quickly. We've got more videos. Let's see, what else did we have? We had a lot. We had quite a list. Oh, this one looks fun. Let's go with this one. Yes, these are all viewer-submitted videos today.
A Connecticut woman is now charged with attempted murder after she marched into a police station armed with a handgun and opened fire multiple times. All this before she lit up a cigarette,
like she knows what she's doing with that
and
gun.
was eventually tackled by officers on the scene.
I'm sharing the wrong tab. Oh no. There we go.
A Connecticut woman is now charged with attempted murder after she marched into a police station armed with a handgun and opened fire multiple times. All this before she lit up a cigarette, began screaming, and was eventually tackled by officers on the scene. The entire incident captured on the department's surveillance video and body camera recordings from first responders on the scene.
You serious, man? Nope, she just went back. Get down on the ground!
At about 11:30 p.m. on October 5th, security video captures a woman entering the Bristol, Connecticut Police Department. She was later identified as 51-year-old Suzanne LaPrise. Almost immediately, LaPrise flashes a handgun as she begins banging on the windows at the front desk. First, LaPrise uses her hands, but later slams the gun into the window. After pacing around the lobby, she returns back to the front desk windows, again banging on the glass with the weapon. Then she walks over to a nearby door and fires a shot through the glass. Video then captures LaPrise turn around and again face the front desk window. She steps back and points the handgun forward. After that, she fires a shot into the window. Security camera video captures a flash of light as the bullet leaves the gun.
Jesus.
Another angle shows the same moments as LaPrise fires at the front desk before setting off another round into the ceiling. Meanwhile, body camera video from officers on the scene captures the same moments.
There's already guys with it. Do not move, Brian.
Is she trying to do death by a cop or something?
Yep. Shots fired. Are these windows bulletproof?
After firing several shots, LaPrise backs away from the front desk, placing her bag on one set of chairs and her gun on another. She rips off her sweatshirt and throws that down as she seemingly begins smoking a cigarette. Then she takes the seat in the chairs on the other side of the room, still holding the gun in her hands. As she's seated, officers approach the door to the lobby. Video shows the door slightly open before LaPrise opens fire again. After that, LaPrise stands up from the chair and begins banging her hands on the walls.
This woman is drunk and dangerous. What the fuck?
The situation.
That's her right here, right? Laptop, yep. Get down!
What is her deal? Why is she doing this?
You serious, man? Nope, she just went back.
Well, oh,
okay, she just went to the right.
I have the gun in her hand right now.
Security video shows
there you go, Dag Brandon. Just click on that and you can come up and squash it, my guy.
According to a release, the officers used an electronic device weapon to take LaPrise into custody. Body camera video captures the same moments.
Brian. Okay, go, 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 go.
We like squashing beef here.
Everyone good? Yep. Good. Bristol, get a 17.
Officials say that none of LaPrise's shots made it through the bulletproof glass at the police department. Before
you got beef too? Get in here, Resto.
Bristol police officer fired 2 shots in her
all you
direction
beef
as
havers,
well.
get in.
They too were stopped by the bulletproof glass. LaPrise now faces 9 charges, including attempted murder, reckless endangerment, and breach of peace. She's being held on $1 million bond and is due
you got that kind of beef.
Reporting for Long Crime Network, I'm
He's shopping and he grabbed the beef out of the meat section. I hate you. Wait, did they say why she did it?
A Bristol police officer through the bulletproof glass at the police department. Before she was taken into custody, a Bristol police officer fired 2 shots in her direction as well, but they too were stopped by the bulletproof glass. LaPrise now faces 9 charges, including attempted murder, reckless endangerment, and breach of peace. She's being held on
But why did she do it?
I
hate
and
these.
is due back in court on October 17th.
I hate when it doesn't tell me why they did it, what their reason is. I always want to know what is in these people's heads. That's why I like these like interrogation videos and stuff so much, because I get to see what's in these people's heads and try to understand. I don't like when it doesn't tell me what happened or why it happened. Boo. Next.
Stop! Get on the ground! Get on the ground!
I gotta skip the part where it's like, this will probably cause me to go down for a minute, but if it does, just sit tight. I'll come back up. Because when it's an actual episode of Cops, it does tend to take me down.
Hey, 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 hey.
Saying all the sober witnesses
was
out here
set to
saying
me,
that you were the
so
one
I'm gonna
driving.
watch it.
Okay, that's fine.
I'll just make sure I pause frequently.
Stop. Stop.
Hold up. That's a good question.
Get down on the ground.
Okay.
Good morning.
Hey, I just need to talk to Mom. That's fine. Could he come to you to find somewhere to stay for?
Hello, Mr. Chesto, Resto, Presto.
Yeah, what's up? Yeah,
What's going on, my guy? How you doing?
I'm goody. I'm chilling, man.
What's new? Do you like the background?
Oh yeah, I love it, dude. It looks like somebody spent a lot of time working on that.
Yeah. I'm sad that I had to cut like 3 of them out. They were like 2 of them were my favorite ones too.
Oh wait, why'd you have to cut them
Well,
out?
in order to get it to work as a background, because it only gives me a minute.
Okay,
Anything over a minute I had to cut out.
I can fix it if you want me to.
If you could. I guess I could speed it up technically slightly, and that probably would have worked too. But I'm dumb. It is a cool background, though. It keeps something always going on in the background.
I just want you to know I worked hard on every single one of those pictures.
I appreciate it. How did you do it?
I'm an artist, dude.
Because, like, I don't even know how to... I don't know how to show...
Sorry,
Oh, I do know how to do it. Hold on, give me 1 sec.
If you hear roosters in the background, it's because my neighbors decided to get roosters, and contrary to popular belief, roosters crow any fucking time they want to. So.
Not edit layout. I need to make a new one. There we go.
Yeah, to everybody in chat, like this is the epitome of working together, man. Like
Yeah.
just doing something for people. Like Dave wanted something, so I did it, and it's fun. It's fun to see everything get upgraded.
It's a nice little background thing, or if I need to go to the bathroom, give you something to look at least. Maybe put some music to it.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of hidden gems in all of those, by the way.
Oh yeah, I see that.
Yeah.
Like this is very Fortnite-esque.
Yeah.
This one's.
I was
like,
thinking. So my whole premise for all of this was I was thinking, okay, each time he goes live, when he plays like Fortnite or he plays like a medieval game or he plays like a futuristic game, maybe like Cyberpunk, you can use each one of those pictures as like a thumbnail or like something, So
that is based. It's awesome.
yeah. I'm sorry it took me like 2 weeks to do it. It
Hey,
was more
you're
than 2
good,
weeks
man.
working it.
No worries. There was no rush on it. It's not like something that was immediately necessary. But it is a cool ass background too. A lot of these would work for Cyberpunk.
Oh yeah, a lot of
Several
them.
of them fit.
Oh, the anime one is my favorite. That's the first one I actually did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then we got this feudal one. That one was cool.
Yeah, that one was lit. That was my wife's idea.
Yep. And then we got
actually, okay.
female anime character. Just randomly.
So I can't see chat, but
How dare you not see
yeah.
chat?
Well, I'm on mobile.
Well, make sure you subscribe to Resto Chesto, like it says in chat. So go ahead and pull up chat, click on that button, Resto, and then you can subscribe to that guy. He's pretty good. He does good things.
No, that guy's an asshole.
Yeah, he's a main character. He just doesn't realize it.
Nah, that dude's a side character, man. He's a supporting character.
Nope.
Wait, who was it that asked me about my name?
That would be Silent Troll.
Is Silent Troll still here?
Yeah.
Okay. So Silent Troll, the way that I got my name is I used to, and I still do, play a lot of Pokemon.
Giving you the center screen for a minute while I go to the bathroom. I'll be back.
Oh, thank you.
I'll let you tell your story.
So I used to play a lot of Pokemon, and rest is a move, obviously, that increases your HP, but the downside is you go to sleep after that. So you sleep for at least 3 turns when you use rest. But you can also attach different items to your Pokemon, and there's an item called a Chesto Berry that wakes you up immediately if you go to sleep. So my strategy was I would use rest when my health was like down to like almost dying, and then the Chesto Berry would immediately wake me up. So it's basically like I get 2 Pokemon out of one, and people hated me for it. And my roommate actually got mad at me one day, and he was like, I'm sick of this Resto Chesto bullshit. All you do is rest and use Chesto. I'm sick of this Resto Chesto bullshit. So, yeah, that's how I got my name, Resto Chesto. I do still play Pokemon. I still do collect a lot of Pokemon cards. So, yeah, those things are fun to me. But yeah, that's how I got my name, Resto Chesto. My name used to be something else on YouTube. Sorry, I'm outside. It was a car passing me. I didn't want y'all to hear that. But yeah, my name used to be something else on YouTube, but that's a secret, and you guys will eventually find it, and you'll see how much of a fucking degenerate I was. But yeah, that's how I got my name, Resto Chesto. It came from Pokemon. It came from my strategy on Pokemon. I still use it to this day, and it still works. It still works. And I'm sorry I can't see chat right now. Yeah, I would love to interact with you guys. I'm on mobile right now, so. And if you ever need anything done, I did Dave's background / intermission. You can hit me up. I'll do that. I'm doing a lot of work in the back ends in the background for a lot of different people, because I'm not the main character. I'm the side character. So yeah. If you need anything, let me know. And if you subbed, thanks. Actually, I got some big stuff coming up. I got some stuff I think you guys will enjoy. I spend a lot of money on my videos, and I think that it'll be great. I think that it's really worth it.
Lies. He's definitely not just a side character.
Wait, did you hear my explanation, Dave?
Yeah, I actually have an avid history with Pokemon as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I know quite a few strategies, and my famous strategy is the Tyranitar Aaron combo from an older
Oh,
gens.
God.
So Sandstorm and then Aaron, you Endeavor take their health to like 1.
Yeah.
Because
Jesus
it's literally
Christ.
a level 1 Aaron.
Yeah.
With Sturdy. And then you use Shell Bell and you get all your health back when you Endeavor, because it hits them hard enough, but you're unaffected by the Sandstorm. So they just die by the Sandstorm.
The rude Sandstorm.
Yep. that was my strat. That was my famous strat.
Yeah, that's how I got my name. We should play Showdown one day. We should play Pokemon Showdown one
I
day.
haven't played it in years, but I'm down. I'll always hop on Showdown and play.
Yeah, that'd be fun, man. I think we should do that.
For sure.
I want to do more gaming stuff, but like my audience is mostly female right now.
Yeah, I kind of run into the same thing. When I'm doing gaming stuff, I don't get as much audience capture. But, I mean, the real ones still stick around. What's up, Hornet?
Oh, Hornet's here?
Yeah, you just popped
Retarded Hornet's here?
Retarded Hornet.
Yeah, I don't even like...
Even when I'm doing that stuff, I do really appreciate my people, because even though they're not into it, they'll still usually pop in, say hi, hit the like button, and then dip. I really do appreciate you guys for all that. Like, hitting that like button... You don't even understand how much that helps us.
Make sure to hit the like. Make sure to hit the like.
It shows engagement. It moves us up in the algorithm. It actually starts recommending our streams to people. What's up, Mudcrab? Welcome to the show.
Oh, Crab's here too? I wish I could put Crabs in the chat right now. Yo, Crab, I just want you to know the crab is like my first emoji right now.
I got you, buddy. I put the
crab is my most. It's my most used emoji right now because of Mudcrab.
Nice, nice.
Yeah. No, it's fun, man. Like, yeah, but yeah, that's the gist of how I got the name Resto Chesto. So I ran with it. I stuck with it. It was better than my old name. So
Hell yeah. It's a good name though. Like it rolls off the tongue. Resto Chesto. But now I understand. I did not
oh
even
yeah,
think about that.
yeah. Some people don't. They think they're like, dude, do you lift? I'm like, no, dude, I don't go to the gym, dude.
I also do a lot of stall comps, so you're gonna really hate me if we do play Showdown at some point.
Yeah, dude, let's play Showdown one day. That'd be fun as fuck.
Yep. And I do rest comps too. I do the Sleep Talk Suicune.
Oh Jesus.
Sleep
Well,
Talk Suicune's fun.
you're gonna hate me because I gotta well, I'm not gonna give away my strats, but I got a Toxapex that'll make you really mad.
No, I hate toxic stalls. Even though I do them, I hate them. I don't have the patience for it.
But what's your favorite Pokemon?
Favorite Pokemon is Aaron.
Really?
Because of that, like, you don't understand. He's like adorable, but he murders people even at level 1. It's so good.
My favorite Pokemon is Zangoose.
Okay. Zangoose is an underplayed Pokemon, but he's cool
Dude,
looking.
If you actually like build your Zangoose correctly, it's
Mhm.
amazing. Like my Zangoose, for example, um, he has damn, what's that ability?
Fluzzy says Jigglypuff. Anybody else have favorite Pokemons out there?
Yeah, put
I'm
your favorite
listening.
Pokemon in the chat, and I'll tell you how I'll destroy it. But no, put your favorite Pokemon in the chat. My favorite Pokemon is Zangoose. He has damn it, Toxic Boost. That's what it is. And so like when he gets poisoned, he gets stronger.
Yep.
So what I do is I put a Toxic Orb on him to automatically poison him,
Yep.
and then I use Crush Claw, which every time you use it, the attack boost goes up. So you're just fucks. And if
Yeah.
I get a Swords Dance off on a fucking Zangoose, dude, you're done. You're done.
I learned how to do like competitive Pokemon by playing a Pixelmon craft. So it's a Minecraft
Oh yeah.
mod that involves Pokemon, but they take it very seriously, and like the gym leaders have all IV and EV trained Pokemon and everything.
Hell yeah.
It's insane. I was a gym leader for a while. I did the electric gym.
Yeah, electric used to be my favorite type. But then I started going more towards normal types.
Okay. You like the normal types, huh?
Yeah, I like normal types because you can like put pretty much any. Jesus Christ, dude, my neighbor is gonna kill me with this fucking rooster. Does anybody know what is poisonous to a rooster?
No, I'm not gonna share it if I did, just in case.
Jesus Christ, man, this is fucking rooster, dude. Like, so I
Jeez.
haven't had a neighbor in a while because like no one's moved into the house next to me,
That's awesome,
and like
Fuzzy.
this guy fucking moved into the house, and he's like this this country guy. And he's like, yeah, I'm gonna get some roosters. And he got like 2 fucking roosters, and then there's this one rooster who just crows every fucking hour. It
Oh
doesn't matter what hour it
no.
is.
Yeah, that would drive
Morning,
me
noon,
insane.
night.
I don't think
He
I
don't
could
give a
deal with
fuck.
that. I do not think I could deal with that.
It's the disease.
I'm it's okay if I'm in the house, but like as you can hear, I'm sure you can hear it on mic.
I'm listening.
But yeah, no, I'm sure
I
you can
can't
hear
hear
the
it at
fucking.
all.
Oh, you can't hear the. Okay,
No,
I
it
guess
doesn't
I'm
come
the
through
only
the
one
mic.
suffering.
It does a pretty good
Okay.
job of noise gating that. My neighbor has a
I'm the
dog
only.
that goes nuts at the same times every day, and I wind up having to mute. And then I forget that I'm muted, so I'm like talking to everybody in Discord and engaging in the conversation, and nobody hears me. And I'm like, why is everybody just not responding to what I'm saying? And then I realize it like 5 minutes down the line.
Yeah, that has happened a few times.
It happens to me a lot.
So, Dave, you should put your chat on screen.
I don't like it.
You don't like chat on screen?
No, because then I have to worry about like if some trolls come in and dox people.
Oh, facts.
That's the whole reason I don't have it on screen. I did originally, and then I decided nope. As long as people are gonna dox people, I'm not gonna have it up on screen because I don't want because you can't edit that off.
Yeah, you can. You can blur it
But I mean,
later.
like, yeah, I know. But somebody can rewind in the live and clip it.
True facts.
So yeah, I'd just rather safe than sorry, you know.
Yeah, no, that's a good thing.
Safety. I like to protect my people as much as I can.
Yeah, safety, my guy. You're.
I have to protect them against themselves half the time. They're not the most careful crew. Some of my people give out more information than they should.
I think I did too.
Yeah, you did. Luckily,
I think I actually
nobody
did.
saw it and nobody can see it, so we're good.
Yeah. No, I actually in one of my shorts, I think I did.
Gotcha. Yeah, you did
But-
on mine. Which
Oh
one?
no, I definitely did.
They know who they are. I'm not gonna out the people who need the better OPSEC. But we worked
No,
on
yeah.
it. It's been addressed offline. Resto, check your. Oh, I
Check my
doubt
what?
that. I doubt that's gonna work for them. Check the city ordinance to see if you can get them to shut down the dog, or the not dog. Sorry, the rooster.
The rooster?
Yeah.
No, I'm just gonna fucking kill it.
Jesus. Stop saying that in a video game.
Yeah. Oh, in Minecraft. Yeah, Pokemon. We're talking about Pokemon, right?
Pokemon, yeah. It's the cockatrice.
It's gonna
on.
faint. Nah, I'm not gonna do nothing, man. Like I can only hear it when I'm outside, so it doesn't really bother me inside. So it doesn't really.
Is there a rooster type Pokemon?
Jesus, is there?
I don't think so.
No, actually,
Which is surprising.
very surprising. Yeah,
Interesting
I'll
that
be
there
off.
isn't. Oh, okay.
I'll be off and on today. I'm going to the track again today, so I'll be off and on.
Since
I
Resto
got one more thing to show real quick before
Oh yeah, this
we
shit.
run
This shit
away.
is.
Apparently, there's a
this
new
shit's-
short from my guy Resto here.
since Resto Presto has confirmed that we
Oh, I saw
are
this already. Yeah, I like
felons
this.
over here. Because I take all of his research to heart because, you know, he also doesn't work and sits in his pajamas and live streams all day.
The shit I got on, you can't find in no store. I'm with my bitch Chanel, finna cost on Dior. We don't do no price tag, we just run up the score. Kinda blue hunters, yeah, got my red bitches getting naked on the tour bus. Hit your city doing shows, cause they adore us. Take a hit into the don't finna get tore. Now come with me, yo, man.
Yeah, he doesn't leave the house.
Not at all.
Nope. And he just sits in
Pretty
his
nice.
pajamas too, huh?
Pretty nice pajamas, right?
Yeah. It's a good song
Since
too.
Resto Presto
Yeah, that's my boy. That's my boy. Like he makes music.
Really?
Yeah, and he asked me. I asked him like, can I use your music in my videos? And he's like, fuck yeah. I'm like, fuck yeah. So I just use his music so I don't get copyrighted.
Damn. That was vibing though. I like that music.
Oh yeah, I love that shit. I bump that shit all the time.
Yeah.
I'm be on the. Hold on. Let me. I'm drop down. I'll be right back.
All right. I'm gonna play a video. It's only a 3-minute video, so you got time.
It's the disease that's hiding in plain sight. It can be in your neighborhood, in your car, or even in your bed. That's right. It's called
We do a
toxic
lot of-
masculinity, and
lot
over
of public
40% of men are
spirits
affected
out there.
every day. Worst of all, toxic masculinity is contagious. So if you're infected, you need to know right away so you can avoid spreading it to your friends and your family. Are you or a loved one suffering from toxic masculinity? Look out for these warning signs. Even the faintest whisper of facial hair. If you have a mustache, schedule a checkup. If you find a goatee on your face, consider going to the emergency room. If you have a full beard, well, it's probably too late for you. Mowing the lawn instead of letting your wife do it for the sake of equality. Oof, not good. Let your wife break the lawn mowing glass ceiling today. Eating meat on occasion, a disease like toxic masculinity can quickly change your diet. If you find yourself leaving your vegan avocado quinoa toast smoothies untouched in favor of wolfing down some bacon-wrapped bacon, you might
What's
have
up,
toxic
Caleb?
masculinity. Throwing a professional wrestler off a steel cage right through the announcer's table. Men who suddenly look around and find that they're tossing a professional wrestler off a steel cage to plummet right through the announcer's table are at high risk of developing toxic masculinity. If a man in your life is suffering from this symptom, encourage him to stop wrestling in the WWE immediately. Holding the door open for a woman once in a while. Wow, this one is really bad. You need to do better if you're gonna beat this thing. One way to fight this symptom is to slam the door right in a woman's face and scream, "Equality!" through the glass. When she glares at you, try it today. Yelling stuff about freedom and charging into battle wearing blue face paint. If you find yourself charging into battle against the English wearing blue face paint of the 14th century, you might be beyond medical help. Do all of society a favor and get yourself drawn and quartered so no one else catches this contagious illness. Thinking about the Roman Empire, even once. Even thinking about the Roman Empire one time can be a deadly omen. Further stages of this disease can cause men to think about worse things, like the Galactic Empire, the Kingdom of Gondor, or the Imperium of Man. In the grim darkness of the far future, there is only toxic masculinity. And finally, being a man who does not hate himself. This is the most telling sign. If you're a biological male and you don't hate yourself, toxic masculinity is already coursing through your veins. If there's going to be any hope of recovery, you need to begin hating yourself today. If you or your man are showing one or more of these symptoms, contact your medical professional today. Get help before it's too
Guys, it's confirmed. I'm infected.
late. If you think of any other symptoms of toxic masculinity, leave them in the comments down below. This is CigarPage.com, the independent American-owned home of the free and land of massive savings. If you're a Bud Light drinking soy boy who hates freedom, then go ahead and shop with the commie pinkos and lowlifes known as our competition. If not, we invite you to try this top-rated premium cigar collection for just $19.99, shipped free. That's 80% off retail. Visit CigarPage.com/toxic for your special offer.
I was just made aware that I have toxic masculinity.
Oh, you have toxic masculinity?
Yeah, it's contagious, so you might want to get checked out.
Okay.
Your near proximity to my voice can cause you to contract toxic masculinity. It is apparently coursing through my veins.
That's funny as fuck.
As I am not a self-hating man, it's confirmed that I have toxic masculinity. So,
can I just say I'm glad I found this community?
You're welcome to say that. We appreciate you, Resto. Totally random. It's totally random how this stuff happens.
We should not have been able to interact in like the real world.
Well, yeah, that's true. It's gonna be. It will be very hard to ever interact in the real world. But constraints.
We'll be fine. We'll get it together, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
Here, I'm just gonna move. I'm just gonna move out with you. I'm moving in December. I'm coming.
Do it.
I'm just selling everything, moving out there.
What are we watching? I got like maybe like 10, 20 minutes. What are we watching?
I was watching this cop videos, but it's really long, so I was trying to find some smaller ones to throw in for a minute.
Yeah, I should sing you some. I did get recommended to me all the time.
Me too.
I feel like it's racially charged, actually.
Are you always getting racially charged ones? Of course you are.
Of course I am.
Let's be honest. There's a lot of people that are tangential to this community that are extremely racist.
Yeah, I already know. Yeah, that's gonna happen pretty soon. That video. I gotta make that fucking video, man. I just been busy.
We got Apple and Peach.
Everything you're asking me is a super valid question. I agree. That's why I'm asking them.
I love Apple and Peach, by the way. That's also a long one. I don't have any short ones. I probably have short ones. Let me scroll up. Lauren sends me a lot of fun videos.
Lauren's the goat. Lauren's the goat, but she's also a unicorn.
True. Ooh, I can do this one. I like this one. Here's one for you. This is from a movie from like the 80s, or a TV show from the 80s called Quantum Leap. I loved this show when I was a kid.
I'm retarded.
No.
What's up, Juan?
Yo, you know what's funny? You want to know what's funny about that?
What?
Like, I had this irrational fucking fear when I was younger that I was actually fucking retarded, and like nobody, yeah, and like no one told me. But I ended up being the smartest person I know. So, but it's funny because I felt that way before. Oh, who's that? Is that one?
This is Juan. This is not one. This is a different person altogether.
Oh, what's up, Juan?
Juan, we can't hear you. What?
Juan, you're muted. I think. No, you're not muted. I'm sorry. You're just not talking. You gotta use Chrome, bro.
Since Resto
That was your video. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Juan. Juan is gone. Let's see what other.
Yeah, I'm gonna be doing a lot of shit, Dave. I'm gonna be doing a lot of shit.
Oh yeah. What else?
Yeah, man. Sheesh. I don't want to really ruin it.
Why is
but
the Guts theme so popular?
Cause Guts is the shit, dude. Berserk is the shit.
True.
You said Guts, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
It's whatever this song is in the background. I don't know. That is the most serene monkey ever.
Serene monkey.
I don't think that's Berserk Guts. I think that's something else that I don't understand.
Serene monkey would be a good username.
True. That is a good username. Ooh.
Life could be a dream. Life could be a dream. Do, 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 shaboom. Life could be a dream.
I want
to up in paradise up above. If you would tell me I'm the only one that you love, life could be a dream. Sweetheart, hello, hello again. Shaboom, and open with me to get boom.
I don't like that.
Now I'm just clicking on random cute animals.
I want like a really weird animal.
Capybara?
Yeah. Why is my alarm going off? I know, I gotta go to the track, I know. Jesus. Song of vibe though.
It is.
Oh, it made me want to go pet my dog. I'm gonna go pet my dog.
I love when people take sounds and auto-tune them. It's not gonna ruin my channel, is it, one?
This is funny as fuck. Why is this so funny?
I don't know. I love it. Sometimes just randomly clicking on videos is the best.
Oh yeah, of course. Oh, you just gave me another video idea, actually.
Nice.
What if I just click on random ads and then just like buy the things and then like just see how it goes.
Do it. Absolutely.
Yeah, I'll need somebody else's card though, because I'm not putting my fucking information on that shit.
Dogs with
Is that the
Auto-Tune is
weekend?
amazing.
Is that the weekend?
We found him. Ladies and gentlemen.
That's Travis Scott.
We got him.
Boys, we found We found Travis Scott.
Back to the original dog. This is like double auto-tuned though.
Somebody said W. That's either Crab or Jorgen.
Okay, I got it. I'll check that one in a second. Let's see, what is this one?
Oh shit. Yep. Oh yep. That's my line.
Oh,
all right.
Why?
Okay.
Why?
I got it. Oh.
Fucking one. I knew I shouldn't have clicked on it. I knew I shouldn't
just
have
watched
clicked
it
on
in the
it.
background first.
I just knew I shouldn't click on it. Why do I ever trust one on anything? Ever.
That's hilarious.
This episode was brought to you by Skillshare.
All right, I gotta
Nope.
I gotta. Oh, me? Nope.
Nope.
I got like I'm gonna smoke another. Well, I'm gonna smoke another cigarette, but I gotta go to the track today.
There you go.
The funny thing is, I know zero about cars.
I know a decent amount about cars. So why? What do you need?
I don't know anything about
well, I
cars.
mean, that doesn't matter for if you're going to the track.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty fun though. I just like go fast, not die. That's pretty much what I do.
Yeah. And gamble.
Oh yeah, gotta gamble, bro.
Gotta gamble. That's what the tracks are all about.
Dude, honestly, I wish that whole like thing didn't happen on YouTube where you can't like post gamble videos.
Yeah.
Because I have so many good gamble videos.
Wait, you can't do it at all?
Well, you can, but it's kind of like it's gonna blacklist you.
Oh. What if it's like poker, like an actual poker game?
Well, I don't know. Like
I don't
I've
know.
seen a lot of people like do live and like have like 2K viewers watching them gamble.
Yeah.
But
I've seen them on doing like world championship poker type stuff, like Texas Hold'em tournaments.
I don't know. Me and my friends, we do dumb shit. Like we go on stake and like and do like fucking like half a fucking Bitcoin on some dumb shit.
Jesus.
Yeah, we get crazy, but it's fun, and well, it's fun because like it's not my money.
True. True.
It's fun when I win, but I actually haven't gambled in like 4 months because I lost like money. So whenever I lose, I get tight, and I'm like, fuck this, and I just don't do it anymore.
So anyway, Resto, in December, I'm moving out with you. I'm moving in, so get a room ready. It's happening.
Oh yeah, bro,
I've
you can move in
decided.
with me, bro. That'd be pretty fucking cool, bro. I want to get like you can get a streamer house going actually. You know what? Me, you, fucking Easy.
Yep.
Goddamn, move Tom in the basement.
Yeah.
Like it'd be great.
Out where you're at though, not here.
Oh
Gotta
yeah,
go out
that'd
where
be
you are.
perfect.
Hell yeah.
Just don't look in the attic.
So now we're watching what kind of bear is truly best. The bear tier list.
What kind of bear?
The bear tier
Every
list.
so often,
Oh,
a
okay. I
metagame
have to
breaks
listen
into
to
the
this one because I
mainstream
gotta
for
go.
Famous
But
examples
Alright.
no, it's always been fun,
or the
Dave.
horse-sized
Always been fun, especially like y'all been letting me on y'all panels and shit. I don't know why.
Oh, you can get on whenever you want. Ah, what did I click? I stopped presenting. Oopsies.
Yeah. I gotta get dressed, just in case I die. I gotta die fresh.
True.
Yeah, so my angel is, dripped out, drip or drown out here.
Make some more drip shorts.
Oh yeah, gotta have the drip
Welcome
shorts.
back, Naomi.
Gotta have the drip shorts. What's up, Naomi? I'm
Not
just about to
back.
leave.
Welcome in for the
So
first time today. Hey, make sure you go sub up to Resto, anybody who hasn't.
Nah, fuck that. Hit the like on Dave's stream.
Uh-oh.
Unless you don't sub to me unless you want to see a video like every 3 fucking months.
Did I not train Resto? What the fuck?
Hey yo.
I didn't train Resto in a Nightbot. Wow. I swear I did.
Yeah. But I'm gonna fucking drop down, but it's been fun. I'll be up later. I'll be off and on, you know. I'll obviously be listening to you in the car. But
Fine. I'll let you go. Yeah, it
Yeah.
should work. Why did it not work?
love you, Dave. Keep your head up.
Love you too, my guy. Rest.
And you're gonna do great things in life, I promise.
Oh, there you go. It worked. No, it didn't. That was Lauren. Damn you, Lauren.
You're gonna do great things, Dave. Everybody hit the like on Dave's chat. I mean Dave's stream. Sorry, I just woke up. I take naps when I want to.
You're good. I feel like somebody must have banned my Nightbot. What the hell happened? Nightbot actually hasn't been talking for a while. I didn't even notice.
Nightbot's blocked.
Who banned Nightbot?
All right, Davey.
All right, man. Have a good one. Peace out.
Bye. He's Dave.
Arrivederci, sir. Wah, 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 wah. Bare necessities.
Question. What kind of bear is best?
Every so often, the metagame of Outside breaks into the mainstream for a bit. Famous examples include the Choose 2 puzzle, or the horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses meme. But perhaps the most famous example is the simple question posed by Jim Halpert in Season 3, Episode 21 of The Office, where he asks what kind of bear is best. But before we answer that, let's take a step back and hear how Dwight responds.
Bear is the best bear.
He doesn't get to finish his sentence before he gets cut off, but he's right. There are 2 schools of thought.
Bears
those being the generalist approach and the specialist approach. So which school of thought is better when trying to optimize a bear build? I think the best way to answer that is to outline each approach's most relevant members and rank each of them on a tier list. So without further ado, let's get into it. Perhaps one of the most famous examples of a specialist bear is the panda.
The panda.
I don't think many players would dispute that pandas are easily one of the worst builds in the current meta. What they will dispute is why. A lot of players think...
Wait. What? No.
...that pandas are garbage because they have an extremely low respawn rate. But pandas actually give birth just as often as other bears. Yes, it's rare, but that hasn't stopped the higher tier bears. What's really holding these bears back is their absolute dependence on bamboo. Of all the specialized bears, pandas are by far the most over-specialized. The combination of stats and abilities they've got have made it so even if they decided to stop being strict herbivores and pursue a more generalist approach, they can't really do it without a massive respec. They've got the bite force comparable to lions and tigers, but with mobility and stealth as low as theirs, there's no way they'd ever be able to make use of it against another player. Pandas use most of their evolution points on their special ability Pseudo-Thumb, a bony-like appendage that allows them to better hold on to bamboo. The rest of their evolution points, I assume, were spent on their ridiculous palette swap. This is the only bear I could even consider being below average. We have to jump all the way up to C tier before we get to the next lowest bear. Next on the tier list we have the sloth bear and the sun bear. These bears use another specialist type build, this time focusing on insects. Now sloth bears and sun bears are miles ahead of the panda in viability. Insects, especially beehives, are a great source of XP, assuming you can tank the damage from the stings. Not only that, but unlike bamboo, insects are pretty much everywhere. So habitat loss due to human
I don't know where you
player
found this,
doesn't
but I
pose
love
as big
that
a
it's
problem to them as it
gamified
does for
bears.
pandas. What keeps them down is that although they're great at tearing into well-fortified ant and bee bases, they're actually not very good at defending themselves. They have losing matchups against every other key player in their region, including pythons, leopards, dholes, and tigers. And for that, I have to place them in C tier. The highest ranking specialist type bear on our list is the
That's
polar bear.
sad.
The polar bear is one of the biggest land predators in the entire game,
He's a
but despite their
monster.
ridiculously high power stat, they have pretty bad matchups against the other popular Arctic classes. I've actually done an entire video on the Arctic meta, which you can watch here, but the long and short of it is that
Okay, I
their
don't know
immense
who this
strength
guy
doesn't
is,
really
but I'm
come in handy that
absolutely
much, since the
subbing out
best
to this
strategy
channel.
to
This is
score limbs on
hilarious.
seals is to catch them
Tears
off guard
you.
when they come up to recharge their stamina gauge. They don't have the mobility to chase
Everybody
seals down
check
in the
this
water,
out.
nor do they have the strength to defeat
Channel
walruses
is
on land.
hilarious. I like the
So
way
in
that
my
they
opinion,
make this.
there's far too much luck involved in the polar bear gameplay to rate them any higher than B tier. So
This
that's
is
all of the specialist
amazing.
bears. Now we're on to the generalist bears. Generalist builds, if done right, will pretty much always outclass their specialized counterparts.
Make
Since
sure
they're
you hit
much
that
more
like
prepared
button,
to cope
too.
with the rapid shifts of the meta. Like, for example, if human players need
I
materials
have
to
never
build their
seen this
forts,
channel before,
or
but
if
I
the
love
ice
it.
starts to melt.
I'm gonna fucking
In addition,
binge the
these
shit
mech
out of
builds
this.
differ from the others because they've got the bear's signature move, Hibernate. Hibernation is key to the success of the bear players, because it allows them to completely skip the time of year that they're least suited to. Now, this does incur some difficulty on the player, since if they fail to collect enough loot to get them through the winter, Hibernation will actually drain their HP and possibly even lead to a game over. But if the bear's abilities are used correctly, this shouldn't be too big an issue. The first of the generalist bears on our list is the brown bear. Brown bears have one of the highest power stats in the game, with their sheer force being outclassed only by bull, cattle, and elephant builds. They've also got fairly high mobility, although it can't quite match that of the wolves or elk that they share a server with. But both of these stats are put to good use because of the animal's high intelligence, one of the highest among solitary builds. This lets bears use their strength to successfully raid the treasure chests that human settlements control. Now, unlike its more specialized counterparts, it doesn't have the same venom resistances that would allow the sun bear and sloth bear to easily take out you social insect players. So it's certainly not invincible by any stretch.
This
But
is
it can pick up
Pokemon. This is legit Pokemon. I'm dying. I fucking love this.
for these inconsistencies by doing what it does best, griefing salmon mains.
Oh my god.
The salmon
this is
quest
amazing.
line's final objective is to return to their spawn point, and unfortunately this exploit is pretty common knowledge among the bear subreddits and whatnot. Brown bears have almost as good a matchup against fish as ospreys do. It's really unfair, honestly. There are a few varieties of brown bear, of which the grizzly is actually the weakest, sitting at the high end of A tier. The strongest variety of brown bear, the Kodiak bear, can just barely sneak its way into S tier, along with the last bear on our list, the black bear. Black bears are true champions of adaptability. When the Anthropocene patch dropped, every other North American bear actually quit the server, including one of the Ice Age meta's top tiers, the cave bear. Cave bears and the Florida spectacled bear were both specialists that were unable to adapt to the new meta, but the black bear player base has flourished. This is thanks to having slightly scaled back versions of all the brown
Adaptation
bear's
is very
abilities,
important
plus
in this
extremely high arboreal mobility.
game.
This allows them to get access to valuable loot sources such as tree nuts, beehives, and birds' nests. So yeah, Jim is kinda right when he says the classic line,
False. Black bear.
skills are essential for any effective character, but instead of spending millions of years saving up the evolution points necessary to get them, you can unlock skills right now by using Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community with over 20,000 classes in design,
Nice,
top that's
nice
just for my
transition
subscription.
there.
Thank you so much for watching, and if you've got an idea for a build that you'd like me to cover, please leave your suggestions in the comments below. And special thanks to my patrons on Patreon. If you'd like to see more from me, my Patreon and social media are in the description.
I will absolutely be checking out more of this shit offline. 100%. This is like my jam. This is amazing. I'm clicking one more video of his just because I feel like it. Let's see, what do we get? Oh, this one, because it's relative to me, as I live in Arizona, and we have a lot of these creatures. I'll check what you gave me after that. One shot. Headshot.
Scorpions are one of the most intimidating builds in the game. They're also one of the oldest, and have been in the game since before the devs even added the terrestrial server DLC. The combination of powerful claws and deadly stinger create an imposing threat to anyone looking to challenge them in combat. But has their ancient strategy held up in the face of the immense power creep the game has seen? Let's take a closer look at the stats and abilities scorpions employ, and ultimately decide where they fall on the tier list. This video was made in partnership with CuriosityStream. First, their stats. The scorpion's stats are fairly decent across the board. Nothing completely overtuned, but not really lacking in any areas other than mobility and intelligence.
Very high.
Their power is obviously quite strong, as the scorpion sports multiple types of damage-dealing equipment. Their claws act as potent grappling weapons, which can also deal minor crushing and slicing damage. Their venom sting is their ace move though, being able to one-shot most players if the move connects.
Jesus, right in the
Big
head.
if there, but we'll come back to
that. Was an actual headshot.
Their defenses are quite sturdy, though they sport the fairly standard chitin armor found in most arthropod builds. This is all they really need to be able to deflect most attacks from players within their own weight class, giving it ample time to counterattack with its piercing stinger. It gets easily crushed by larger foes, however. This armor is also crucial for avoiding passive
the sound
environmental
effects are
damage
great
from
too.
things like sandstorms,
Jesus.
which are common in the biome's scorpion main's favor. Despite the fact that humans have a way to completely negate the scorpion's camouflage, against most opponents, the scorpion's stealth is quite effective. In addition to camouflage, the scorpion's flat shape allows it to easily wedge itself into more defensible positions, and their digging ability enables them to take cover in a pinch, which is good because stealth is basically their only option against more powerful players. They have very little defense against attacks from larger builds.
His weapon was removed.
Their potent venom
He
would make for an
disarmed
effective
them.
deterrent against attacks, but as we'll see, this defense falls apart rather quickly when it's truly tested. Their intelligence being below average is no surprise. Intelligence builds weren't viable at all when scorpions were first added to the game, and while it's by far the most power-crept stat in the game now, back during the Ordovician expansion, intelligence as a strategy was largely ignored, and most players didn't level it beyond the point of granting basic sensory capabilities.
True.
So with all that said, scorpions are a solid build with a straightforward strategy and a respectable history. However, as alluded to earlier, power creep has massively undercut the viability of scorpion builds. A good player will have very little difficulty playing around the scorpion's strengths and exploiting its major weaknesses. So let's talk about those weaknesses. The straightforward nature of the scorpion's strategy is great for new players to be able to learn quickly. The scorpion's core strategy is
Now
to
they're
grapple
treating
an
it like
opponent and
Elden
mobilizing
Ring.
them so that the scorpion's sting attack
This is
can
attack
connect without
pattern.
issue. The
You
problem
gotta
is
learn the
if they
attack
miss their
pattern
grapple
and then
attempt,
learn how to
things
work
can
around
get
it.
dicey pretty quickly. Without claws holding the target in place, the venom sting attack has a pretty terrible accuracy rating. It's easily dodged, blocked, or avoided. Worse still, this stinger is not a disjointed hitbox. It can be damaged just the same as the rest of the scorpion's body. In fact, when dealing with a scorpion, this is the optimal strategy. Scorpion claws are fairly weak compared to other clawed arthropods. Hermit crabs and lobsters can both deal far more damage via their vice grip attacks. Scorpions rarely deal lethal damage in such a way. So if an opponent attacks and disables their stinger, it's often game over for the scorpion. Scorpions also have very little counterplay when faced with multiple opponents. With no multi-target or AoE attacks, and no means of quick escape, they're quickly overwhelmed from a multi-directional onslaught. Their grab attacks are also not as effective as they need to be at times. Because they mostly rely on the pointed ridges of their claws to maintain grip, armored targets that can resist being punctured by these spines can often slip right out of their grip with ease. Not that the scorpion had much hope of landing a sting against a target with high puncture resistance anyway. Now let's talk about matchups. First, the bad, of which there are many. The scorpion's worst matchups are going to be builds that spec into puncture-resistant armor or venom resistance. Several mammal builds, like the shrew and mongoose, opt for venom resistance solely for the purpose of subverting the scorpion's defenses, which makes this a borderline unwinnable matchup. The round shape of beetle armor is perfect for deflecting sting attacks, and extremely difficult to secure via grappling. Beetles tend to also be fairly lacking in their offensive stats, so it is rare to actually
not
be
going to do
defeated
too
by
well
one.
on this list.
But as a hunting target, they present quite a challenge. Ants obviously must be avoided at all costs, as scorpions have no outs against a swarming attack. Birds have high accuracy on their pecking attacks and are often quite good at targeting their stingers. Their quick movement presents very little opportunity for counterattack, making this a tough matchup. Certainly not impossible though, as one hit from the stinger is likely enough to KO any bird, and their feathers provide 0 puncture resistance.
True.
Reptiles are kind of a toss-up.
It's kind of a 50-50.
An attack from a lizard or snake is usually powerful
that
enough
Gila
to deal
monster's
heavy
gonna
damage
wreck
through the
this
scorpion's
thing.
armor. However, these attacks usually
We have those
present
out here
ample
too.
opportunity for a stinging counterattack too. If it connects, it may one-shot the reptile, but not before it has already dealt potentially lethal damage anyway.
True.
Scale armor is also somewhat puncture resistant, so this, combined with the sting's low accuracy, means these fights tend to favor the reptile. For good matchups, scorpions are actually quite effective against spiders. They lack strong armor and need to get in close to deliver their own lethal strike, presenting lots of opportunity for counterattacks. Their webbing is of course a threat, but it's difficult for a spider to web down all 3 weapons, especially since the claws can slice through silk. Scorpions are also fairly decent at defending themselves from mammals like cats and dogs, as their claws cannot do much damage against the scorpion's armor, but the scorpion can easily counterattack for lethal if the mammal gets too careless. There are a few abilities I think could turn scorpions into a top-tier threat. A more versatile grappling option would be a solid start. Their claws struggle to secure opponents with puncture resistance or round shape, both of which are fairly abundant in the current meta. But there are plenty of other grappling techniques they could spec into instead of pincher claws. The Velvet Worm's glue spray attack could work well to immobilize prey, though this might not be super effective when trying to pin a player to a sandy surface. They could spec into the sort of tether grab attack like the Chameleon uses, though this requires a level of precision and accuracy that I don't think the Scorpion's current perception perks can quite support. Scorpions could really benefit from catching up to the other arthropods who run the Compound Eyes perk, as this would really help alleviate their accuracy problem. One strat I think would work really well would be to min-max for the burrowing playstyle a bit more deliberately. The Antlion's playstyle of building a trap could be really effective, and the Scorpion is already fairly decent at digging holes. The added protection of staying out of sight would help against some of their worst matchups too.
Antlion.
As they are now though, to be honest, I do think Scorpions have been power crept pretty hard, and that their glory days of being a top meta threat are long gone. Their powerful grab sting death combo is still quite powerful, but their strategy is too easily subverted to make a dent in high level play. I place them firmly in D tier.
Screw you saying Scorpion King was a bad movie. It was an amazing
Scorpions
movie.
are a fascinating build that I do hope eventually get buffed. If you'd like to learn more about Scorpions, there's an excellent documentary I can recommend called Animal Armor. It's part of a series called Nature's Fight Club, and this episode centers on animals which prioritize their defensive abilities. It has a substantial section all about scorpions, but also features incredible builds like the pangolin and porcupine.
Ooh, pangolin is badass. You can
check it out on CuriosityStream, the sponsor of today's video. CuriosityStream is a subscription streaming service where you... This video was made in partnership with
here's one Lauren sent me. Lauren's keeping me well fed today on these videos.
There are several factors you can look at to determine where a build belongs on the tier list. Do they have any uniquely overpowered abilities? Are they responsible for major declines in the player bases of other factions? Do they have good matchups against other top tiers? These are all important, but another good indicator is how long a build's core strategies and stats have stood the test of time. If a build has managed to succeed across multiple balance patches and new game expansions, that's a great indication that it dominates a highly stable niche in the meta. For example, dragonflies have been one of the top builds patrolling the airspace above swamps and lakes since the Carboniferous expansion.
Hey, what's up, Vulture?
By the same token, sharks have been the dominant marine force since before the terrestrial servers were even added to the game. And while not quite as old as either of these factions, crocodilians have also had a dominant hold on the same niche since even before the dinosaurs, having survived several of the harshest updates the game has ever seen.
True.
Despite this, I don't think any players are all that surprised at the crocodilians' extensive domination record. I mean, this is a build which combines downright busted stats with arguably the most effective strategy in the game, resource camping. So today I'm going to break down all of the important features of the Crocodilian build and the strategies that they use to win games. Every build has its strengths and weaknesses, so my goal with this video is that it'll be useful as a guide for Croc players trying to optimize their gameplay, but also for other players that need help countering the crocodilian's infamous strategies.
Nice.
This video is meant to apply to both crocodiles and alligators, because even though there are a few subtle differences between the builds, overall their game plan is very similar. Alright, so first, the croc's biggest strengths. First and foremost is their bite attack. The croc's bite is the strongest in the game, able to one-shot most low to mid HP targets, and deal serious damage even to the bulkiest players. One important thing to note is that this bite deals crush-type damage, making it one of the few attacks in the game powerful enough to overwhelm most defenses. Even the high-level armor seen in builds like the Turtle and Armadillo aren't enough to stop it. But as powerful and damaging as the croc's bite is, crocodilian players actually aren't optimized for direct damage. In fact, most tank builds can recover from a single bite without much consequence. The crocodilian's strategy revolves around being able to bring down large targets, usually ones that have a high enough base HP to survive several powerful attacks.
Yeah, if you bite the
That's
head,
why,
you're
despite
done.
having the strongest bite force in the game, in terms of pure DPS, a croc's bite is surpassed by sharks due to their serrated, blade-like teeth. While a croc definitely could spec into this type of tooth, for the relevant matchups, the crocodile's curved conical teeth are more useful. These teeth make the crocodile's grapple much more difficult to break out of, and this is where the crocodile's ability to take down tank builds really shines through, as their infamous grapple combo, the death roll, is one of the most powerful attacks in the game and can tear through the HP of even the bulkiest players. Let's continue with the croc's other strong points. The most important ones are going to be the two abilities they use to maximize their effectiveness in the water, for both stealth and mobility. First, their rudder-like tail grants them a massive speed boost.
Badgers are badass, but
this
I don't
is what
think they
shifts
can
many
take
a matchup in their
crocodile.
favor when in combat in the water, as most of the croc's potential targets easily outmaneuver it on land. And second, their nostrils and eyes being situated on top of their heads grants them a unique ability to remain almost completely hidden underwater
wrong way.
while still remaining vigilant of their above-water surroundings, and allows them to keep their stamina topped up by not forcing them to hold their breath. Alright, now let's get into the croc's weaknesses, and then discuss optimal strategies and counterplay.
Hold your breath.
The croc's biggest weakness is its reliance on water. This isn't that big a weakness, as just about every player needs to visit a watering hole at some point. If your party migrates, you'll most likely need to cross a river at some point in order to find more food. But even if you play as a non-migratory build, you'll likely still need to top up your thirst meter
They're
every
animals,
so often to
it's
avoid
fine.
serious
They don't
stat
wear
debuffs.
clothes.
Still, it is a potential vulnerability. If the water in your preferred server begins to dry up, an occurrence that has become more and more frequent in the Anthropocene meta, this can greatly increase the difficulty of your gameplay by removing your stealth and mobility bonuses. Crocodiles don't respawn in the water, and instead must build and protect their nests on shore.
Interesting.
Objective defense is always a tough portion of any player's questline, but doing so in a vulnerable state is even more difficult. Another big weakness is their reliance on the death roll combo to score kills. Even though it's a guaranteed kill if the full combo finishes, executing the entire move requires uninterrupted focus on a single target for a significant period of time. As with most grappler builds, this leaves the user quite vulnerable to attacks from your target's party members. So how can crocodile players best mitigate this weakness? And how can other players best exploit it? So for crocodile players, the number one thing you need to prioritize during an attack is dragging your target into deeper water.
Yes,
This accomplishes
'cause you
three
can't
things.
do the death roll if
One,
you're not
it
in deeper
separates the
water.
target from their party. 2, it puts them into a position where their mobility is reduced because of the negative terrain modifier from water. And 3, it inflicts the drowning status effect, quickly draining the target's stamina and reducing the number of opportunities they have to counterattack. Of course, this isn't without risk. Dragging a target requires a lot of stamina, and if your stamina runs out while your target is still struggling to get free, they may escape, or worse, counterattack. You can mitigate this by attacking alongside other crocodilian mains, as they can help you drag away your target quicker and reduce their chances of escape even further. Of course, this means you'll be splitting the loot, but it's worth it for bigger kills. For you non-croc mains watching, obviously the absolute best strategy is simply to be large and or strong enough to resist being pulled into the water. If you're the one doing the pulling, the croc player isn't going to continue their attack for long. But if that's not an option, there are still a few tactics you can try to make your odds more favorable. The first is avoiding deep water. If you need to cross a river or find a spot to drink, you'll be safest if the croc would need to drag you a great distance to get you somewhere you couldn't stand. Plus, it's a lot more difficult for a croc to hide in shallow water, so you'll be less vulnerable to surprise attacks. If you're a player with the ability to fly or to climb, you might assume this advice doesn't apply to you, since you can stay out of reach of a croc attack. However, one thing to keep in mind is that the Croc's rudder tail ability
Oh,
has the
yeah.
secondary effect of granting it a greatly increased attack range while in deep water, as
Look
it
at
can
that
launch
jump.
itself a considerable distance to strike targets above the surface.
That
This
jump
is a
is
relatively
insane.
slow and highly committal option though. So my advice to flying players is that if you need to approach the surface of the water, keep moving, as striking a moving target would require a pretty insane read on the part of the Croc player. It's not impossible though, so don't get greedy. Next, I recommend staying with a tight-knit party that's willing to fight alongside you. As mentioned before, the Croc's death roll combo is vulnerable to being interrupted. So if your teammate is being attacked, you may be able to save them even if your attacks don't do all that much damage. Of course, there may be other Crocs around, so you're taking a risk in doing so, but still, Crocs really can't do much other than flee to deep water if they're being attacked from multiple directions, so coordinated attacks are paramount. This advice also translates for any player trying to loot crocodile nests. This is by no means easy, but since the Croc's nest will be on land, the lack of their mobility bonus will make the Croc less capable of catching you. The best strategy is to continuously bait out attacks, luring the Croc out into the heat. Eventually this will daze the crocodile, allowing you to loot their nest uncontested. If you're a Croc, don't worry though, there are ways to better protect your nest. Making sure there is a patch of shade close to the nest is important to avoid being dazed from the heat exhaustion status effect. Another surprisingly powerful and underutilized strategy is to ally with bird players who also nest in the sand. They can protect your eggs from being looted by the more nimble players, while you can protect their buried eggs from being stomped on by the larger players. Now, one piece of advice I see tossed around is the idea to spec into abilities that would make a crocodile less reliant on water. Things like longer legs, replacing claws with hooves, and so on. These ideas have actually been tried in the past, and have never really caught on. I get a lot of tags on Twitter asking to mention how overpowered terrestrial crocodile builds were. However, I think history shows the opposite. The two main times terrestrial croc builds have surfaced have been during the most chaotic, underdeveloped metas. First, during the Triassic, aka the expansion that followed the most heavy-handed series of nerfs and bans the game had ever seen. And the Paleogene, the expansion that followed the mass ban that removed dinosaurs and pterosaurs from the game.
Anonymous?
Both of these instances were at a time where the previous top-tier Predator build had been banned, and every faction was taking a shot at trying to control that niche. In the Triassic, builds like Postasuchus were great at terrorizing the Synapsid player base. The top-tier Synapsid, Lystrosaurus, was dominating the meta, so having a good matchup against them meant a free top-tier spot. However, these terrestrial proto-crocodilians quickly lost their top-tier status as the more mobile dinosaurs started competing. And in the Paleogene, almost the exact same thing happened. Galloping crocodilians dominated the early meta, but once the mammal player base started competing for the top-tier predator spot, once again, the croc player base couldn't keep up and was forced back into the traditional aquatic ambush
Get
role.
back in the water
So,
where you belong,
sorry,
my guy.
Cheetah Gator fans. You can try again after the next major balance patch. But for now, there's no shame in sticking to the tried and true game plan Crocs have perfected over the past several balance patches. They're undoubtedly a top-tier predator, and I can't see their placement on the tier list changing anytime soon. Hopefully, this video did a good enough job covering the crocodilian's optimal strategy and counterplay. Much of the footage featured in this video is from a documentary called Caring Killers, a film which explores the Nile crocodile build's hunting prowess, but also focuses on showing off the dedication and intelligence demanded from crocodile mains as they guard their respawn points and help new croc players.
One more. Last one, I swear. Last one, I swear. Make sure you guys check these out. This channel's amazing. I love it.
The Africa server is full of
Nice thing.
extremes. You've got the most powerful builds in the game, including the largest terrestrial build in the entire
my new
game
favorite
currently.
channel.
But while the African bush elephant may indeed be the largest, it isn't the tallest. That title goes to the subject of today's video, the giraffe. But is being the tallest build in the game actually that effective of a strategy?
No,
How does it play out in practice?
probably not.
And what abilities did the giraffe spec into in order to compound its innate advantages? The giraffe's extreme height grants it several benefits. The first of these is how it completely changes the dynamics regarding the game's stealth mechanics. So most top predators in the African savanna opt for the ambush strategy to get within striking range of their targets. They tend to rely on a combination of innate camouflage and use of natural cover to evade detection while closing most of the distance, breaking from cover only at the last possible second when they believe they can close the remaining distance before the target has a chance to react. This strategy is almost completely useless against the giraffe because the stealth benefit from natural cover, things like tall grass and bushes, is entirely negated when viewed from a high vantage point. While staying low to the ground may obscure your character from the perspective of something like a gazelle or zebra, to a giraffe you are completely exposed and your approach was seen coming from quite a ways off. The second main benefit granted to the giraffe via its height is a bonus to its defense. Because the giraffe's hurt
Watching the zebra try to hit the giraffe.
It's extremely difficult for most players to land a hit on the giraffe's vitals. In fact, for literally every relevant threat in the
Just saying, it looks like this
off the ground.
tiger is trying to eat its asshole. Look at
extremely difficult for most players to land.
That's not it's not that time of day,
guy. Hit on the giraffe's vitals. In fact, for literally every relevant threat in the African meta, landing a strike on the giraffe's weak point requires either a risky jump strike or an ambush from an elevated position. Neither of which are very efficient strategies, with the jump strike in particular
I don't think that's that's how you win.
Any of the giraffe's many powerful counterattack options. Speaking of, let's take a look at what those are. The giraffe's reach not only keeps its own vitals out of attack range, but also makes it very easy for a giraffe main to land their own attacks. Similar to horses and zebras, the giraffe's main method of attacking is its kick, dealing moderate damage to any target that dares enter the giraffe's zone of control. However, when the giraffe really needs to deal some damage, it resorts to its signature move, the ossicone bash. The giraffe swings its neck in a wide arc, with the intent to connect with the horn-like protrusions on its skull, called ossicones. Connecting with this attack means pretty much instant game over for any player it hits, unless they have an extremely large health pool, such as another giraffe. However, it is a bit more risky to just throw this move out, considering that it puts your normally out of reach weak point in a potentially vulnerable position. And also deals a little recoil damage with each use as well. And if an attacking player does manage to dodge the first swing and get in close, using this move becomes much more difficult, since the close range hitbox is a bit of a sour spot. But still, the mere threat of this move is enough to dissuade most attacks, to the point that most predator players won't even bother with a high-level giraffe. Low-level giraffe mains are a lot more vulnerable, and this is where the efficacy of the giraffe's reach and height is really put to the test. Upon spawning in, the giraffe is pretty much helpless. It doesn't have the height advantage on its opponents yet. And this is where the efficacy of the giraffe's reach and height is really put to the test. Upon spawning in, the giraffe is pretty much helpless. It doesn't have the height advantage on its opponents yet.
Why do things that look dumb look adorable?
It has disadvantage on all saving throws to avoid being grappled or knocked prone.
By your mom?
And so it's the job of the higher level giraffe players to complete the long, arduous escort mission of protecting the newborn giraffe as it matures. Now, because the giraffe's attack range is so broad, it is able to guard a wide area and pressure a counterattack on any player that would dare target the newborn. However, because the giraffe does not possess any AoE attacks, defending against multiple opponents at once can be quite challenging, often necessitating that a newborn take a few hits as the mother chases away one attacker at a time. Now, despite having not leveled up at all, the giraffe starts with a pretty generous amount of HP, but even so, it's not uncommon for the escort mission to fail. And with a respawn time of 15 months, this is certainly one of the most frustrating aspects of giraffe gameplay. Next, let's talk about individual matchups. First, we have the cheetah. Anyways, on a serious note, first we have the leopard. Now, the leopard is one of the most interesting matchups because of its ability to climb and attack from a high vantage point. Leopard players have been known to use their ability to climb as part of their ambush strategy, pouncing on their target from above. This could mean it's the only predator in the game with an honest shot at landing a surprise crit against a giraffe. But in all honesty, this would be an insanely risky strategy, and since leopards hunt alone, there's really not much reason to try and take down such large prey, when they can survive just fine off of the standard diet of antelope and deer. Still, against a lower level giraffe, I could see this strategy working pretty well, if no allies were around to rescue it. But since leopards kill slowly by strangling their target with their bite, this gives the giraffe's party members a lot of time to react and respond accordingly. This is similar to the issue lions have in their matchup against giraffes. Compared to some of the other potential threats, a lion can't actually deal that much damage on its own to a giraffe. Even against a low-level giraffe player, it's unlikely they could take it out in a single attack, leading to the same issue as a leopard, where the giraffe's teammates would be able to rescue it. However, because lions do cooperate, together it is possible for a pride of lions to bring down even a large adult giraffe. But not without serious risk to the attackers.
We're definitely
and since
losing
lions
a
typically close in
party
on their targets
member
by staying
too.
low to the ground and moving slowly, the giraffe's height is perfectly suited to detecting their approach and escaping before they're in any real danger. So lions taking down giraffes does happen, but it's exceptionally rare. The rhino is an interesting matchup. Obviously, giraffes and rhinos have no real reason to attack each other,
Yeah, I was gonna say,
but due
they
to the
don't
rhino's poor
eat each
eyesight,
other.
it tends to perceive most players that come near it to be threats regardless. Lucky for the giraffe, the rhino's horn is not
Rhinos
usually
are
able
kinda
to reach
just
the giraffe's
assholes.
weak point, so as long as it can avoid getting knocked over, giraffes tend to do just fine in this matchup. Despite the incredible range of a rhinoceros's horn, the giraffe's kick
long
can still outrange
rhino
it,
horn for
and
the record.
although rhinos are quite tanky, a good kick to the face is usually enough to dissuade further attacks. An important matchup I want to discuss is the hyena. Now,
don't really
because they
wanna
can't
mess with
really
you.
jump, hyenas don't have anywhere near the vertical threat range that lions or leopards do, so
Jesus.
attacking an adult giraffe is pretty much out of the question. However, instead of this increased agility, hyenas have a much more powerful bite. Rather than requiring a critical hit, a hyena can crack bone with a single bite anywhere on the target, which can immediately disable their prey and make rescue attempts futile. This is particularly effective against players who rely on their teammates for protection, as even if an ally does step in to fight off the attackers, oftentimes it's simply too late and the damage has already been done. Eventually the teammates will move on and the hyenas will be able to close out the kill. Lastly, I don't think it's any real surprise to see that giraffes still have to respect the space of an elephant. Elephants are tall enough to gore a giraffe with their powerful tusks, so if there's
Not only
ever a
that,
territorial
they're
dispute
huge!
between an elephant
They
and
weigh
a
a
giraffe,
ton.
the elephant always wins.
More than a
Thankfully
ton. They
for a
weigh
giraffe,
tons
its
and
longer
tons.
legs grant it a faster run speed. So while elephants do pose a serious threat, this hardly ever actually results in direct damage. In fact, by and large, rather than competing with other herbivores for the best resources, the giraffe's unique access to treetops means that it actually makes a lot of sense for other herbivores to tolerate or even appreciate the presence of a giraffe. They aren't taking away any food they would have accessed
Use them as a
anyway,
spotter.
and could also serve as an early warning system
Yep.
if they see predators coming. So, while they're definitely not the most overpowered build, they're certainly up there, near untouchable for the vast majority of their playthrough, and a fairly reliable protection in the early game. I'd put them in solid A tier.
Oh.
In fact, it's somewhat strange that other herbivore players haven't started
That
stacking
kid
into
was
similar
almost
height advantages
gone.
to gain the same survival perks as the giraffe. The giraffe is extremely unique in its role in the meta, which is weird because historically, the treetop grazer giant type build has been extremely successful. Giant long-necked rhinoceros reigned supreme during the Oligocene, and before that we saw this strategy absolutely dominate during the Mesozoic in the form of the sauropod dinosaur. So why only the giraffe in today's meta? There are a few theories on this, but that's beyond the scope of this video. In terms of strategy and playstyle, the closest thing we have today is probably the camel, but surprisingly, the giraffe is not that closely related to camels. The giraffe only has two close relatives in the current meta. The first is the okapi, a strange build that functions as sort of a middle ground between deer
What
and giraffes.
is that
And the second is
creature?
one that basically nobody
I've
would
never
expect,
seen that.
the pronghorn, which is completely different than the
What?
giraffe in both stature and
That thing looks
location.
more like an
Both
elk
the
or a
okapi
deer
and giraffe
or
are
moose.
only playable on the Africa server,
Kind of thing.
but
Oh,
to
okay.
find the pronghorn, you need to travel all the way to the North America server.
What?
The pronghorn deserves an entire video to itself since it's such a fascinating build with an extremely distinct strategy from everything else on the American server. And guess what? That video, it already exists. You can watch it right now, a month before everyone else, by subscribing to
Interesting.
Nebula, a streaming service owned.
Alright. That is too good. I love these videos. I will absolutely watch more of them. For sure. 100%. What is this? One more animal related
Evolution
video.
is a named Emily. That's it. That's the whole intro. Don't get me wrong, the concept
seen
of
this,
evolution is
actually.
pretty cool.
I like
It's the
this.
reason giraffes get to flex their high in the entire animal kingdom. But there are just times where nature and evolution decide to team up and absolutely hoe an animal's entire existence. So here are 10 animals that I personally think got done the dirtiest. It's not exactly in order, but obviously some animals are going to get violated more flagrantly.
One animal with an
And I
AoE
say that
attack.
because if this list were actually in order, the octopus would probably medal at the Oppression Olympics 4.
Skunk's a pretty
Well,
good one.
Octopus are highly intelligent, and scientists believe they have the same cognitive ability as a 2-year-old human.
Thanks.
Which might not seem impressive, but that means octopus are on the same IQ level as some
I don't
dogs.
know My Little
They're
Pony
even smart
song.
enough to use tools,
My
whether it's
little
using the tentacles of a
pony,
venomous
my
venom as a
little
weapon, which
pony.
they actually do,
Da-da-da-da-da,
or carrying a coconut
da-da-da.
around to keep as a travel
Sounds like
size
that.
panic room. But being smart is the only thing they have going for them. First of all, most octopus come into the world as orphans. The mother octopus will spend months guarding and watching her nursery of up to 50,000 eggs. Since it's too dangerous to leave them alone, since there's no daycare underwater, she often won't eat the entire time.
Alligators
Which means once the clutch of eggs
have
are
an
finally ready to
AoE
hatch,
attack.
The mother is shriveling, starving, and ready to become initials.
The
on its
tail
litter box.
swipe.
Struggle doesn't end there. In fact, that's when it starts. These babies the size of a grain of rice have to figure out life in an ocean full of animals that'll actually try to put an end to it. It's so bad that out of the 50,000 children, if more than 2 survive to adulthood, it's considered overachieving. That honestly
Damn.
wouldn't be a big deal if
That's
nature
pretty
didn't already
sad.
nerf them with their lifespan. It's so ridiculously short that a majority of octopus species that live life to the fullest still won't be alive for their first birthday. Being an octopus means you
Aw.
can be born on New Year's, have a midlife crisis by June, only to be a memory by October. Giving an animal high intelligence just to cut its life after 1 to 2 years just seems like an intentional dick move.
It's pretty fucked up, yeah.
And because they have no shell or no armor, they'd honestly be lucky to live that long. Having no real way to defend themselves means a good number of them end up a sea lion's chew toy or a dolphin's frisbee. To be fair, octopus do have camouflage, in some cases highly toxic venom, but for the most part they get bodied by most of the ocean. And to add insult to injury, every octopus you see is probably a virgin because once they get laid, they die. You already saw what happens to the mother, but where the daddy at? Once the male octopus mates, he basically just gives up on life. A male octopus that's catched in his V-card will swim around catatonically until he either gets torn apart by predators or dies of starvation as his body falls apart due to senescence. Not like it really matters because most female octopus are bigger than the males and sometimes they'll attack and cannibalize him during. But one thing's for sure,
No
if this
surprise
date doesn't
there.
put him out of
Just
commission,
like
his
human
post
women.
on clarity will. Octopus don't live long, but for the months they're alive, their entire existence is a jihad. Now you know why Squidward couldn't give a if a paid him. But at least with the octopus, it just seems to be really bad luck. They may be a victim of circumstance, but at least you get the idea that nature didn't go out of its way to screw
I thought this was gonna be a short. This is a long video. Whoops.
Not like with this bird. Kiwi bird is probably the best proof that evolution ain't perfect. This tiny bird is actually part of the rat-type family. And this
What?
cookout includes ostriches, emus, cassowaries, and the rhea. But unlike its bigger cousins, this bird that shares its name with a fruit is about 18 inches tall and no more than 7 pounds. It's kind of like having cousins 6'3", 6'4", and 6'6", yet you came out looking like Tory Lanez. Like your family's tall enough to fit in an NBA locker room, yet you get it from a chair and stay the same height. But of course, nature wasn't
Damn.
done screwing with this bird because like its relatives, they can't fly. Totally flightless, and despite being related to ostriches, a Jurassic reject, and a bird that literally won a war against Australia, kiwi's about as defenseless as the fruit that got named after it. Basically, you're looking at a bird
Oof.
that can't bird. The kiwi is such light work that they can only survive on islands without any mammalian predators because they're really a couple stray cats away from being put in the history books.
Oh no.
And somehow, that's not it. Because nature shrunk everything about this bird. Everything except the eggs they have to push out of their body. Despite
What
being
the
about 60 times smaller, kiwis
fuck?
have to deal with eggs nearly the same size as an
Huh?
ostriches. And at
Kiwis are smaller than
20%
chicken,
of
yet
its body
their
weight,
egg
that'll be
is like what, twice the size?
nature shrunk everything about this bird. Everything except the eggs they have to push out of their body. Despite being about
Oh, like no, way more than twice the size. Jesus. How?
60 times smaller, kiwis have to deal with eggs nearly the same size as an ostrich's. And at 20% of its body weight, that would be like the average woman birthing a 35-pound baby, with the same equipment. It's such a hell to live that the egg actually rearranges the bird's organs and stretches its rib cage. There's too many things wrong with them for me not to think nature had serious beef with this bird. Especially when you realize the kiwi's closest ancestor was the elephant bird, which was about 10 feet, 1,600 pounds. So yeah, they got nerfed bad. At least they didn't get hit as hard as, say, the sloth. For being completely honest here, the sloth has
the
almost
sloth's
nothing
adorable
going for it.
though.
Because they insisted on eating nothing but leaves, their diet makes them one of the slowest animals on the planet. Because they physically can't afford to spend energy they don't have, because going into debt would mean death. It's to the point where baby sloths have to quite literally hold on for dear life, because if it falls to the jungle floor, the mother likely won't waste the energy trying to get it back. And that's because if you're a sloth, leaving this tree is the most dangerous thing you'll ever do. Sloths only poop about once a week, and when they do, they'll climb out of the tree and get on the ground to do it. Why they don't just drop a deuce from the trees, I couldn't tell you. Nobody knows what goes on in their heads. But this means about half of all sloth deaths involve getting clapped on the toilet like Elvis. One thing sloths have going for them is that they're so mind-numbingly slow that algae actually grows
I love animals.
There's a catch. There is always a catch. When one of your biggest ops is an eagle with quite literally some of the best eyes in the world, wearing a moss blanket isn't going to amount to too much. And you know evolution was actively f***ing with them because sloths are actually really good swimmers and can hold their breath for 40 minutes, longer than dolphins and seals. But it means almost nothing when most of the time they go swimming is by accident when they fall out of a tree. And that weak-ass doggy paddle might save them from drowning, but it won't save them from getting murked by an anaconda or a black caiman. But the really sad part is, sloths could actually be way better than this. Its close relatives, the armadillo and anteater, are able to put the same claws that it has to good use, and anteaters have even been known to swing on jaguars. You have a homicidal vacuum cleaner that has put jaguars and people in coffins, and then you have a moss blanket with a face. Just like the kiwi, the sloth used to be better than this. Megatherium, aka the giant ground sloth, was in the same weight class as elephants, and they actually knew how to use those claws. So much so that if Ice Age were realistic, Sid would have worn Diego's ass like a fur coat. But its massive size ended up screwing it in the end, as they basically got hunted into oblivion by humans, leaving us now with the virtually defenseless, dead-eyed, slower than molasses algae apartment that we call the sloth. You know that thing on TV where it's like someone gets a genie that grants wishes, but only does so in a way that horribly bends them over in the end, and the moral's supposed to be careful what you wish for? That basically sums up this next animal, because it looks like it got finessed by a genie in one of the most disrespectful ways possible. This is a fiddler crab. Male fiddlers have one giant brolic claw whose only purpose is to get a female's attention. Bee crabs choose their mate based on who has the biggest claw and can pass the best genes to her clutch of eggs. The problem is, that is literally the only thing this claw is good for. Because that claw is too big to pick up food, the male fiddler crab can only feed himself with that smaller claw. That massive claw is actually a disability that means the males either eat half the food or take twice as long as the females. The only problem with that is that these crabs only eat during low tide, and the longer the crab spends eating, the more likely they are to end up as someone else's main dish. In the evolutionary arms race for female validation, the male fiddler crab is more likely to end up getting eaten by gulls, raccoons, reptiles, and sometimes even bigger crabs. And since the females enable this by being attracted to the bigger but less functional claws, the fiddlers
this is
now
why
trapped
we
in a
don't
vicious cycle. By preferring males
evolve
with a
to
trait
be
that
more
quite literally gets
attractive.
them put on a shirt, the females indirectly screw the next generation. Gotta be careful what you wish for, especially if you're this next animal. Because the peacock has the same problem on steroids. We can all agree that the peacock is the biggest flexor in the animal kingdom, and rightfully so.
True.
And just like with the crab and basically every other aspect of life, bigger is most certainly better. The more colorful and eye-catching, the better the peacock's chances at bagging a peahen. They'll even shimmy their tail feathers in a way that hypnotizes any female watching. But like I said, never make a deal with a genie. Because the good news is
That
a
is
peacock showing
creepy.
off will always be the center of attention. Bad news is sometimes that attention comes from a 700-pound assault weapon with stripes. And because those tail feathers are so heavy, not only can't the peacock see behind itself, even if it does see death coming, it takes them longer to get off the ground and out of the tiger's reach. Just like with the crab, the peacock's biggest flex is often what gets it buried. In a cruel twist from fate, the peacocks that are safer from tigers are usually the ones that get less attention from females.
Not very stealthy.
So by having a preference, the peahens doom their future children to a fate of ultimately ending up as a tiger's toothpick. The peacock and fiddler both got handed massive L's from nature, but at least you can see the thought process behind it. Having huge claws and fancy
Pee-weener.
feathers attracts females, so technically it does serve a purpose. In comparison, the Luna moth got shafted for no reason at all. To make a long story short, adult Luna moths don't have a mouth and therefore can't eat. The only thing keeping them alive is the energy they stored as caterpillars, but once that runs out, so does their time.
No
Luna moths live for about a
way.
week, just long enough to reproduce and doom their children to the same fate of a
That's
non-consensual
horrible.
hunger strike. If you ask Google why the Luna moth doesn't have a mouth, it'll tell you because its only purpose is to mate. Which is really nature not giving a fraction of a about them. Yeah, that's cruel. Question is, what could possibly be crueler? Well, if you know what this is, you probably have the answer. This is a sea louse. It's a member of the Caligidae family of copepods, which is basically just a bunch of small crustaceans. You probably noticed that for the peacocks and the crabs, it was the guys getting the worst of it. Apparently, nature believes in a weird form of equality because right now it's up for the girls. The horror show starts when a male sea louse kidnaps a much smaller female and then forcibly drags her into what I can only describe as a crustacean sex dungeon, where he can have up to 20 other victims also trapped. It's at this moment where this movie loses its rating because the male will forcibly impregnate every last female in his burrow, and this often involves penetrating her abdomen. Don't worry.
What?
It gets worse. As her brood of children that she never asked for begin to grow, they decide to start eating their way out. Eventually, the mother's body splits open as her nursery of psychopaths rush out of her now mutilated husk of a corpse. This might be one of the only times where the babies abort the mother. She doesn't even really get to give birth. Her children just bring her death. You might be wondering why evolution would even give this nonsense the green light. Well, the newborn sea louse are entering an ocean full of danger, and having a full meal before they make it out on their own apparently increases their chance of survival. And by cannibalizing their own mother, it's basically a home-cooked meal.
What
Somehow,
the fuck?
this isn't even the worst birth on this list. That title belongs to the hyena because straight-up death is actually better than what they go through. Female hyenas evolved a pseudo-penis.
That's
so
really
similar to the
creepy,
real thing,
Fuzzy.
It's actually difficult to tell males and females
That is
apart.
a very strange.
This is actually a female. Only problem
thing
is
to
it's
collect
not just for show.
or
They actually have
raise.
to give birth through that thing. And yes, it's every bit as painful as you think. And just to somehow make it even worse relative to the mother's size, hyenas have to give birth to the largest cubs of any carnivore, and they have to do it through a penis. Good amount of first-time mothers don't even survive this because the process involves rupturing and splitting open the pseudo to make it easier for the cub. But the cubs don't get it easy either. About 60% of hyena cubs will suffocate on the
They have to
way out
do
and
it through a
become past
penis.
before technically even joining the present. And you would think because this directly affects the mother and the cub that evolution would have patched this. But apparently nature and Lion King have something in common when it comes to doing hyenas dirty.
It's the circle of life.
But if we're talking about an animal that got done dirty,
Oh.
this picture kind of speaks for itself. But in fact, this is probably going to be the thumbnail because this is nature at its grimiest. A lot of y'all probably knew this animal is coming just from reading the title, but for those of you that didn't, that was the skull of the babirusa. It's a wild pig found in Indonesian islands like Sulawesi. If you already knew that, it's probably because of those teeth. Those tusks penetrate out of its snout only to do a complete 180 and head right back towards its face. If the male babirusa can't wear down this hellish overbite or he doesn't lose them in a fight, then the teeth will end up growing right back into his head, penetrating the skull and ultimately piercing the brain. The worst part of it all is that by the time it gets clapped by its own dental plan, the babirusa
He literally dies of old
and
age.
therefore pass on its bullshit to its kids. It's a lot like Parkinson's. Okay, hear me out. The problem with Parkinson's is that it usually develops late in life, usually around the age of 60. And patients can have it for years without being diagnosed. So by the time they do find out, it's possible they could have already had kids and grandkids that they could have passed it off to. See the problem,
True.
right? The only good thing is that it's somewhat rare for a child to inherit Parkinson's from their parents. The babirusa, not so lucky. And as long as females find big tusks attractive, and as long as the tusks only murk them after they've had babies, this pig is going to be screwed eternally, and evolution can't even stop it. But when you talk about being sodomized by the fleshy phallus of nature, you're probably talking about cheetahs. If you watch Tier Zoo, if you're watching this, you probably do. You probably heard him say that cheetahs are F-tier garbage that either need to be buffed or just vaulted out of their misery. I love cheetahs, I really do, but out of every animal on this list, evolution might have bodied the cheetah the hardest, and for one simple reason. Cheetahs are really fast. That is all they have. Cheetahs are a textbook example of why you should never dump all your evolution points in one skill, because you'll just get bent over in every other aspect of life. Because they're built for speed and absolutely nothing else, cheetahs often get bullied by other predators.
So now I have to
especially
watch
lions and
Cheetah
hyenas.
on Tier
And
Zoo.
because cheetahs have to expend so much energy just to
Thanks.
make a kill, it forces them to
I
rest
see
right
what you
after,
did
which
here.
makes it really easy for other animals to just step in and run their pockets. But for real, if you're a cat and a bird that literally only eats the dead is able to run you off, you got a lot of problems. Worst part is, cheetahs could easily avoid all of this. Leopards are also lightweight, solitary hunters that occasionally get their food stolen, but they're able to carry their kills up in trees where they can't get harassed by scavengers. But in the evolutionary race for speed, cheetahs evolved non-retractable
That's
claws to
strong
use as
as
cleats to
fuck.
keep traction while running. Which is why cheetahs can't climb trees, so they gotta get violated on the ground. Cheetahs are such pushovers that one hyena can successfully rob several cheetahs right in their face and then dare them to do something about it. Cheetahs compromised everything for speed, so now they get to speed run through life. About 70% of cheetah cubs born in the wild will be 6 feet under before their first birthday.
Oh no!
And just to add on to that, because why the hell not? Thanks to genetic
They're
bottleneck,
so
the majority of
cute!
the cheetah population is highly inbred. What you're looking at is a cat that doesn't really know how to cat. Because instead of roaring like lions, tigers, and leopards, the best this spotted doormat can do is chirp like a bird. Matter of fact, if you YouTube it real quick, you'll find they make every sound that isn't a roar. And that's how you know evolution went out of its way to them. Cheetahs have been around for about 3 million years and decided they were just gonna I am speed their way through life. And because of that, unless it's a 100-meter dash or a bird call contest, this overgrown house cat loses every single time.
They're
Obviously, there's a
adorable,
lot of
but
good things about the cheetah, but not nearly enough to justify the abuse they go through. Which is probably why a majority of cheetahs in captivity experience severe anxiety so bad that it prevents them from mating and they need an emotional support dog. Which is cute, don't get me wrong, but it's another reason why cheetahs are dangerously close to being the pandas of cats, and that's not something anyone wants to be. And don't get it twisted, I don't enjoy roasting cheetahs, I actually really love them, but if nature has favorites, this Cheeto's mascot isn't one of them. And those are 10 animals that got the middle finger from evolution. I'm not gonna lie to you, this video was low-key a pain to make. So if you like the video and you'd like to support this channel, my Patreon's gonna be in the description, but please,
the pandas of
please,
cats.
don't give money if you can't.
That is a
Because
quote.
honestly, I don't need money. I just wanted to cover my crippling Wendy's addiction. Subscribing doesn't cost you anything, so think about it.
Damn. Alright. Back to the video that I was going to watch, but Or I was in the middle of watching.
Stop. Stop. Why'd you drive around me like that?
Get out of my face! Let me
Oh no,
you want to
I've
act
seen
like
this
this,
girl.
you're going to get treated like this. I got called by an off-duty officer. He's telling me there's a couple of guys smoking marijuana in a blue car up here by the park. 57 code 54.
Go ahead.
Stop. Stop. Awesome, stand by. 57,
Get a little more laden.
We're at 29 at Tyler. Go ahead and start me another unit. What's your problem, buddy? Why'd you drive around me like that?
Oh, I didn't see your lights.
It doesn't matter if I have my lights on or not, man. A cop car pulls right up in front of you, and then I point at you and yell at you, stop. Let me see some ID. Y'all got any marijuana in the car? Because I smell it.
No.
Go ahead and step out of the car. Do you have any weapons on you or anything?
Anything gonna poke me, stick me,
Turn
stab
around.
me?
Put your hands behind your back. Step right around here and have a seat. And step out. Turn around, put your hands behind your back. The reason y'all are getting put in cuffs is because he tried to drive off from me, and because it's just me right now, and there's 3 of y'all, okay? Step back, step right over here and have a seat. Have a seat. And step out, step right back over here.
Kristen, chill, please.
Have a seat on the curb right there.
It's fine. You need to calm down.
I'll tell you.
Okay, I was gonna, go ahead, go ahead.
$5, like a little blunt, $5, and we were smoking. I'll tell you that. That's
Okay,
it. Plain
who was
simple.
smoking it? You, everybody?
No, just me and him over there.
Just you and him?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's his
Did you already smoke it all, or is there any more in the car?
Well, there's a little bit.
There's a little bit more in the car?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I'm not gonna-
Okay, I thank you for your honesty, okay? The driver's sitting in the middle. He admitted that they'd been smoking some weed. The girl's only 15, so we're gonna have to go over and get her mom. She said they don't have a phone at the house.
What'd y'all do with that marijuana?
Well, we were smoking and then got stopped, so.
Did y'all throw it out or what'd y'all do with it?
No, no, sir, no, sir.
Where's it
No, sir.
at?
It was, in the cup.
Did you check the cup on the dash? The marijuana's
Yeah,
in the
they dropped it in. It's down in there.
What was it, a joint?
Yeah, yes, sir.
And you, young lady, you're 15, you ought to know better.
I didn't do anything.
Let me some, okay?
I didn't do
Get out of
anything.
my face! Get out of my face! Get out of my face! Let me
Quick,
go!
sit down.
Let me go! No, don't touch me! Let me go!
You want to act like this, you're gonna get treated like this. Do you understand? Turn around and have a seat. She needs a misdemeanor cite. It'll be for possession of tobacco.
Okay. She's 15. You influenced her by smoking dope around a 15-year-old girl, which is endangering a child, which could be construed as a felony offense.
Do you have anything in your pockets you're not supposed to have? No, sir. Stand up for me. He was.
He was?
Yeah.
Yeah, yes, sir.
His driver's license is no good.
Okay.
Let's stick him in jail on traffic.
Okay, well.
What do you miss our driver's license? No good.
How?
I don't know. It's your driver's license. You
Yes, sir, it is good. I got it at Boys
No,
Ranch
it's
last
not.
year.
DPS just told me it's not good. You're gonna give her a misdemeanor cite for possession of
Yeah,
tobacco.
and then we'll release her to mom. There's mom. The driver and the passenger are going to be going to jail for possession of paraphernalia. The driver also
Oh,
for
no.
the for his driver's license being suspended. As far as your daughter goes, she's getting a citation today for minor possession of tobacco.
She had made the statement that prior to leaving your house, you told her don't be out doing drugs and don't be doing nothing stupid.
Damn. I don't think I've ever seen somebody get arrested for possession of tobacco.
Could get in trouble with
That's
the cops.
kind of weird.
Apparently,
Kinda
she
lame.
took y'all for granted.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're downtown, gonna do a area check, make sure nobody's fighting or anything.
I smoke cigarettes
looks like
at
we
that
got a
age.
fight right here. We'll get out and check it out.
Hey, come here.
Put your hand behind your back. Don't touch me. Stay down. Have him step it up. It's too late. You want to fight with the cops right here? You can go to jail too. Cops move. No, hey, don't leave. Hey, hey. Tase him. You got it? Hey, get out. Get out. No. Turn. Put your hand behind your back. Now. Put your other hand behind your back. Give it back. Get everybody's back. Get everybody's back.
I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything. What are you doing?
What are we all fighting about?
I have no idea.
You have no idea what you're fighting about?
No, I didn't start to fight with you.
When I pulled you off of him and I said stop fighting, and you continue to fight, you grabbed hold of my leg.
I'm sorry, dude, but I did not start to fight with you.
You were fighting out here.
Yeah, but like I'm not starting to fight with you at all. I didn't mean to at all. So I'm sorry, dude.
You not understand what
I
a police
didn't wanna
uniform
fight
is?
you.
Like,
there were police officers. Have a seat.
fine, dude, but like I did not start to fight with you.
Heading to
at all.
Erudites. All right,
Sam.
later, Raiders Cat. Thanks for popping in.
You understand why we tased you?
I'm copyright. Lauren always picks the ones that get me copyrighted. Lauren always gets me.
So,
What's up? Lauren always links me the videos that get me copyright struck.
yeah.
Lauren and Fluzzy.
It's just time to wait it off.
Yep. How you doing today?
Good, good. Just making sure that you knew what the fuck was going on.
It's because this is from cops.
Maybe change the video.
Yeah, I will. Let me change tabs real quick at least. So it's like, oh, we no longer detect the copyrighted material.
Told you to quit.
Anything from cops just gets... I don't know. But anything else from that Law and Crime channel is fine. So it's really weird that those ones trigger every time.
I think the law and crime people like manually do it.
Maybe.
While the cops people have it like automatically set.
Oh, probably. Because it was like a network TV show or whatever.
Yeah. Or they just detect for that.
Yeah. Kind of like how music does it. Doo-doo-doo.
Okay, we're back.
I figured we should be back soon. There we go. Okay. Nice. That took a second longer on my other monitor here, but it's not live, I guess. And we're back. Thanks. Thanks, guys. Thanks. Everybody thank Lauren for the short intermission there. Hi, Naomi. How are you?
Hello.
Welcome. And we're also joined by Hornet, who popped in while we were hiding.
Awesome.
You're fine,
You
Lauren.
mean
I'm not mad at you.
Stupid Hornet, or whatever, whatever his new name
Well,
is.
first it was Loaded Hornet.
Oh, that's right.
For like one quotation, it was Lorded Hornet, which was kind of cool. And now the most recent one is now Retarded Hornet because he's embraced Loaded Hornet, so she can't use that one anymore.
There's just so many fucking hornets, man. God damn.
Well,
and they're all assholes.
See, you two are both like trigger her. What do you call it? Alzheimer's or something? Like she'll be talking about you, and then 3 seconds later, it's like, "Who are you?"
I don't even know you.
I don't even know you.
She doesn't even go here.
She doesn't even go to the school.
I know. Hi, Nicolina. I know you're watching because you have no
always.
fucking life.
Yeah, I don't even talk about her, but she still watches. I mean, it's
Sorry.
fine. It's still a viewer, even if it doesn't like count for my live views. It's still a viewer.
Well, yeah.
I'll take it.
Bush viewers are good.
Yeah. Make sure y'all hitting that like button too. We chilling.
So they took it down because of the cop video?
Yeah, we're back though. Well, it's not because of a cop video. It's from the show Cops.
Oh.
From back in like the
they have
90s or
automatic
2000s.
detection for that.
Yeah.
Who suggested that video?
Lauren.
Lauren. Way
Lauren
to
sends
go.
me videos from Cops every once in a while because she doesn't pre-watch anything. She's just like, oh, this
What?
seems fun. But it kind of adds to the fun, so I understand why she does it because you want to watch
Yeah.
it for the first time with the crowd. That's why I don't
Oh.
pre-watch any of these, which got me in trouble watching fucking One's video.
Why?
It was an orangutan pissing in his own mouth. Upside down. You know.
Nice.
I don't think YouTube cares about animal penises, but you know, still rather avoid it. Just to
Yeah, I
be
don't-
safe.
True.
Probably vet whatever one sends you.
Yeah.
Before you put
From
it on
now
screen.
on,
Probably a good idea.
from now on, I'll have somebody poison check it for me. Either Lauren or Naomi or whoever's in chat at the time. You would think I'd get more respect from one of my mods, huh?
You think?
It's fine.
And you should ask one about the picture he made of me the other day.
Oh no.
Hornet knows what it is, I think.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
Yet.
Horrible.
I'll take a look in the future. Is it similar to the crab picture?
Let's just say easy standing, and you know my picture of me kissing my horse's nose? Yeah, you got it now.
In a location.
Figured
Yeah.
it out. Yep. Yep.
He's very creative, I'll give him that.
No, one definitely has some creativity to him. He channels it in a very strange way.
Yeah.
I think
for
him
sure.
I think him and that German dude that comes on Ava and Chuckle's stream would get along pretty well.
Maybe.
They have similar art styles.
We were just talking about this the other day. He's like the dude on Superbad that just draws dicks on everything.
Yeah, pretty much. Can't help it.
It's okay, one. It's okay. We like you still.
Yeah, we still love one. Oh,
It's part of the charm, isn't it?
Is it, though?
absolutely. Absolutely. The fact that you can't trust them.
Right?
It's very charming quality.
Oh my god. Okay, I'll mute so we can. Yeah, watch.
June 17, 2023. Officers
loud
responded
enough
to a
here.
call from a
They
Hyundai
can definitely hear
dealership
it
in
over
reference to a burglary in progress.
She outside the car? Yeah. Yeah, she
I don't even know what this is. It was just the.
I
next thing
I
clicked on.
started watching this earlier
Oh,
today.
How you doing?
Oh, did you?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
Good. What are you?
Got my music.
Well, why didn't you send it to
I'll
me?
be right back.
Oh.
I didn't finish it
Walking
yet.
that way?
Yeah, walking that way.
Walk that way. You can't fit through here. Walk that way.
No, you get to the, you can't, hold on, did he just say you can't fit through here?
What's up?
How are you doing?
Look at
What are
that.
you-
Oh my god, the tiny tramp stamp is hilarious.
I'll be right back, okay?
How you doing? Walk that way?
Yeah, walking that way.
Walk that way. You can't fit through here. Walk that way.
Jesus.
We're gonna stand over here. What's all this stuff
That's
right
so
here?
mean.
Oh, my boyfriend gave it to me.
Okay. What are you doing back here?
I was about to test drive the car.
I was about to test drive a car.
What is going on?
Let go of your phone. Sorry, we're 1012 in the south west coast of South.
That poor tramp stamp, man.
Is she just like
We'll see
breaking
your
into
cups.
cars or
Gotta do
something?
double up.
Yeah. She's going through cars.
I have all my stuff in that car. That's my car.
That's fine.
So I need to
You
make
said
sure.
you were about to test drive this car?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you talk to anyone about that?
Yeah, I sure did.
Okay.
I talked to Officer Melender.
Okay. Oh, you talked to Ed? Yes.
That's you. Yeah.
See that push bar on the bumper?
What?
Sit on the bumper.
Is this woman trying to like gaslight?
car?
She's trying to Ricky the cops.
Yep.
She's definitely trying to Ricky the cops. Yeah, I talked to you about it. Remember?
That's what Tom would do.
Jeez. Gaslighter in
I already
chief
checked the
here.
registration. He purposely put somebody else's name just as a joke.
Really?
Yeah. It's funny.
That's crazy.
He purposely put somebody else's name as a joke.
Really?
That's what she says. Jesus, she is Miss Gaslight.
We're gonna go with my
Making
stuff.
up her
Because if
own
they turn that upside
reality.
down and they check the police line me, there's gonna be trouble. You ever see me? That is not.
That's just your car right there.
I got pre-approved for 3 cars, so I was gonna sign and drive all of them.
Oh, okay.
And then I have it saved in my email,
Uh-huh.
but they hacked the server.
They hacked the server?
Yeah, they hacked the Apple server.
Okay.
And I don't know. I was about to go on the phone, but then they started saying trespass, and then I came back here because I heard loud music, so I knew something was up.
So did you said, I heard someone say you should probably put water down it? What
Yeah,
other
there's
thing?
because there's water bottles all around.
Okay.
But yeah, she hit this with that little cart.
Okay.
no.
Did she take anything out of any other cars? Or?
I don't whatever she's got in her cart.
What is that?
whatever-
Is that a scooter?
There was
Is
nothing.
that a what?
Is that a mobility scooter?
It looks like it. I don't know. It's weird though.
She stole that shit from Walmart, guaranteed.
I'm assuming there's like one tiny wheel in the front and the middle.
How does that carry her?
Whatever she
Yeah, she probably did steal that from
There was
Walmart.
nothing in there. This is a brand new car. So there's nothing in there. That was a
She needs one of those pony play dudes to pull her around.
brand new car.
I'm just curious. Is that, okay, never mind. I thought that dude was like Mormon, but no.
And
He's
she
just
picked
working.
the best Santa Fe.
Yeah, searching. I give you full authorization because that's my car right there.
I stopped you not so long ago. Remember me?
Yeah.
Bologna and Pine Hills?
What was I doing? I stopped traffic and I was like, bad boys, bad boys.
There you go.
What you gonna
What
do?
the
Something
hell?
like
That was
Okay.
not
What happened?
sexy.
I don't know.
Why are you handcuffs?
I don't know. They didn't tell me.
Didn't tell
It's
you.
totally illegal. So
Really?
I'll break you off. Don't worry.
Jeez, look at that.
Yeah.
It's like you know everything. All yours?
Yeah. She was in this car right here.
Oh, you're in this car?
Yeah, because
Nice.
when I heard loud music and I realized that that's much nicer than the one they were gonna have me test drive,
What the fuck?
and they didn't. So that's
Okay, so wait.
What's up?
Is she at a car lot or is she in like a parking lot? I thought this was just
That's a
parking
car lot. That's like where they sell cars.
This is your car.
Hey, she said this is your car.
Yeah, this is your car. Don't you know that? You forgot? Do you know what day it is? Do you know what time it is? Do you know who the president is? Do you know who the vice president is? Do you know what color your mistress's panties are? My car's your
What?
car.
You're about to drive it?
Yeah, because it said the little message said that I just had to take the remote and start it, so I'm just gonna test drive it.
Oh, so you're about to test drive on your own?
Yeah, I wasn't. Yeah, because they said it.
Where are you gonna go to?
I was just gonna drive around and do donuts in the parking lot.
Oh, and then come back and then drop it
What?
off like nothing
Do
happened?
donuts in the
Yeah,
parking lot, huh?
Yeah, and I couldn't figure out how to like play my music because like while I was on my way on the car,
Yeah.
the car that I looked. You see the car
Something
right there?
is wrong with this woman.
Where's your car?
But she's got an answer to everything.
Oh, that's the car over there. That's your car?
Yeah, that's lame.
Okay.
That's the 2023.
What happened with the car that I
You
stopped you
missed
for? Where's
this
that at?
panty color.
That's my dad.
Oh, I got totaled?
2 cars got totaled. The Toyota.
How'd that happen?
People just like to wreck into me.
Is this from one of the cars in the lot?
Yeah, that's my car.
Oh, this is your car?
I have more than one car.
Oh, how many cars you got?
3. I don't know, like 17.
17.
They're not all.
I have more than one car, but I don't have enough to buy a bra.
What do
Oh,
you do for a living?
I'm a drug dealer just like that car.
You're a what?
I'm a drug dealer just like that car.
Oh, you're a drug dealer?
No, I'm just kidding.
did she say I'm a drug dealer and I suck cock?
17 cars.
They're not all here.
What do you do for a living?
I'm a drug dealer just like that car.
You're a what?
I'm a drug dealer just like that car.
Oh, you're a drug dealer?
No, I'm just kidding.
I don't know what the second thing she said was.
Yeah, I was about to get changed.
What were you about to do?
I was about to change to my new outfit.
Yeah, she was going to get changed in her new outfit and things.
Nice.
It's in the umbrella.
Based.
Signal 20.
Ella,
Lauren has many mistress, doesn't know the color of all their panties.
Perfect day for a cheap as rain.
Yeah, it is. Where'd you get that shower head from?
It was in the bottom of my car right there.
Oh,
On the passenger side.
Gotcha.
They had all kinds of
Bottom of
stuff
my
there.
car.
How dark is that tin on your car?
I think it's -5%.
-5. Okay.
-5%.
So less than the like.
Yeah,
okay.
it's definitely illegal, but
Yeah.
that's how I ride.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Oh God.
How long do
that's
you have
all
this one
right.
for?
What is that? A 2024?
Oh yeah, it is a 24. I
Yeah,
think.
so obviously not that long.
Yeah, not that long.
I like how you looked at your watch like it's kind of,
Yeah.
like you had a calendar on.
Yeah, what is it? 20? We're in 2024 now?
23 now.
Yeah, okay.
And it's June,
Yeah.
so it's like Back to the Future.
Oh yeah.
All right, she's quick-witted though. Like she might be crazy and gaslight her, but she's quick-witted. She's got an answer for
Right off
everything.
on my sling with all the nice gifts that you gave to me.
He's still trying to gaslight them into thinking that's her
Your
car.
car wash. You want to get your car detailed? Come pull up, pull up, pull up, pull up. And I want you to all have the pull-up songs. You know what that is? Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you?
I'm gonna get taken down for her singing the cop song. What the fuck? I intentionally chose this because it's not a cops video. What the shit?
It goes like that, kind of.
That one, yeah.
Yeah, you know that one?
Yeah, I think I know that one.
Where is Officer Chuman? Is he ever over here?
Chuman.
By the way, what are you guys doing over here? Because this is not your
I
jurisdiction.
thought she was setting him up
This
for
isn't our
some
jurisdiction?
kind of
No,
like.
you should know that.
Whose jurisdiction?
This is not your jurisdiction. This is Orange County. So you
kinda
have to
gotcha.
tell me
Sure.
what are you doing here, Officer Melender and all of
Yeah,
your
this is.
officers?
Hey, this is the city of Orlando.
Yes, this is not City of Orlando. I'll show you. You look on the stop sign and you see that orange fruits.
Yeah.
That means this is Orange
Yeah,
County.
well, at the corner there's a fountain.
A fountain?
Yeah, you know what the fountain means?
What?
City of Orlando.
Oh wow! So it's that. It's that.
It is the city. Yeah.
That fast? That switches like that?
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
my
you know.
mistake.
No, that's all good.
Okay.
It's just. It's a gradual, so it's like barely Orlando, but it's mostly. Come on.
Oh, now I do remember
Boundaries
because in
are as soon as you
2020 when I
cross the
almost
line.
got killed
Mm-hmm.
on the 140, on the what was it, the 1444 block, and they thought I was on fucking heroin.
Oh,
You want to for that?
No, I wasn't there for
Oh,
that.
so you're young, you're a millennial.
Yeah, I'm definitely younger. Yeah.
You weren't here in 2020.
No.
Okay, well, my name is all over that shit.
Mm.
I'm gonna go to 1250 west south, west south, west south.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna watch the YTEmpDave video. But it was
Oh, well,
wrong.
your evidence with like your property.
I'll watch that next.
No. The evidence of all the
That one will probably be
affiliations
fine.
against me.
Oh, okay.
Because he was persecuted.
Gotcha.
You know, so I'm just gonna get all of it, put in one big movie, so people will stop thinking I'm some crazy psychotic 730 official.
I went down
187
the
on
animal
motherfucking topics,
pipeline.
and then when I release it,
And I
I'm
wound
gonna
up on
make
the hippo.
trillions of dollars because my LLC is called Trillionaire Swag, and then
See what I
they'll
did there?
never say shit to me again.
Just
And I'll even break you guys off if you want, because you guys didn't know. Am I being arrested?
You're detained as of right now. I don't know if you're gonna go to jail or not.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So what determines whether I get to ride off on my slave?
The victims.
What victims?
Victim of this car, victim of the other cars that you got into.
I only got into one car.
Okay, so whatever car you got into that you weren't supposed to be inside, we gotta make contact with them.
Okay, and then that Spanish lady told me that I could test drive that 2.5 turbo, and she never did. And then they started lying about my application.
Okay.
That's awesome.
She really is trying to Ricky them so much.
They don't want you to test drive anything, then
Absolutely.
They said they loved something. And then they all started saying that Gigi wasn't here today, and they were lying. They were all lying.
All right, I'll play that
And I
too.
bought it.
I got you.
It's on the list.
You gotta call customer service then.
No, you don't call customer service for that. You call Rubenstein. That's my lawyer.
Oh, there you go. Or do that.
We'll be in touch.
Look at that.
This music's
What
gonna
is that
give
over
me
there?
the UCI.
Like the
I
after
don't know. They're
party?
just enjoying their music.
Is that the after party?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Can you take my earring out, please?
No.
You like the swag?
I can't even make it out,
You
dude.
keep the swag right
Oh,
now.
okay.
I doubt like a computer would
It's
be able to pick
happened
it out.
before. Tom
Can
gets
somebody
super
wipe my
worried
feet
about
'cause
things
they're
like that
really
for
dirty?
some reason.
Oh no, we'll have to wait. Yeah. Where'd you
Probably
get that
because he
electric
does
car
like
from?
10-hour videos like
I
Easy does.
have Medicare, so I just like ordered it.
That looks like one oh okay. That looks like one from
Because Tom is a
like from the
pussy.
grocery store.
Oh, really?
kinda.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Does it have a label
Kinda.
that's from a grocery store?
He's ultra careful.
No, it's got the same design as one. I've never seen that kind of.
Is he though?
You read Color Roof Stores too?
No, I
When
just
it
know
comes to
about
stuff
them.
like that, yeah.
Yeah.
When it comes to stuff like that, yeah.
Yeah. He like freaks out.
Why'd you have the gloves on?
Because it's like Black FM, Black FM, Black FM.
Dude, stop singing,
I was
lady.
doing Michael Jackson
She's
type
singing
shit.
all
I
kind
took
of weird
music
stuff.
videos.
Alright, let's go this way.
Black and yellow, black and yellow, black
Oh,
and
these are
yellow.
really tight. Can you loosen them a little bit?
They're already. You got
Like
3
she
pairs
ate
on.
some wrappers or something.
Yeah, I got all your stuff.
Lil John's in her belly.
Alright.
Yes, ma'am.
What charges am I getting? Please don't shove me in here. Please let me do it. Because they always like, I don't.
So it's
when I'm being arrested.
just hop in and then
I
I'll
want to
tell
be
you,
a
all right?
sardine. I'll
Don't
get it
shut the door yet.
myself.
No, we won't. That would be cool. Can you copy your tax?
You hook up my Bluetooth music in here?
Yeah, I got you.
She can't even get in
Pull your
there.
shirt down? What the heck?
Oh,
Get one that fits.
I don't think that will go down.
Okay?
Burglary?
It looks like she stole it from like a middle school gym locker.
Yeah.
Possible.
Okay. What music you like?
She found that on one of the cars.
All the stuff on my YouTube Premium. Can I get the password and have it?
No, I can't. But when I get in, you can tell me and I can play it, okay?
Got my phone or no?
Nah.
Okay,
All
I'll tell
right.
you.
All right. Sit tight, all right?
You can do
Just sign into my YouTube Premium. We're golden.
Oh my god.
What the fuck? There's the
I think it's
preach, but Mind Riot wants the Snoop Dogg video, so I'm gonna pop that one up first.
The what?
Snoop Dogg video, apparently.
There we go.
Oh, okay.
Let's see what we got here.
Yeah, but I'm gonna hop back down. I was doing
How
stuff.
dare you? No, you're stuck.
I gotta go, man.
All right,
No,
do your thing.
don't leave.
It's
I'll
okay.
come back if I finish this early.
So how would you say that? Is this Pleexa? Pleexa
Bye,
and Earth?
Pleexa. You're saying it wrong, bro.
Pleexa?
All right, everyone have a good one.
Later, my guy.
All right, bye.
Planet Earth.
I'm your
Sorry,
host
my
with the
dog
most big
was
Snoop
barking.
Dogg. We're gonna be checking out some animals today. Roll the footage, man. Let me see what we got up here. Looking
Where's
at rams and
Lauren?
elks and This is some old, ancient that the Rams did in the 1800s. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
saying?
talking
To prove
about
their
you
toughness
won.
In order to
Are you
gain
muted?
stability. Oh, he
What?
double teaming his
No.
ass. That's
Were you muted
That
or?
must be his
Oh,
son
then
or
maybe it
something.
was just me.
It's supposed to be one-on-one fights.
I don't know.
They done doubled his ass.
Oh
up.
my god,
I never
stop.
understood Rams. Why do they do this? What do
My
they
dog
get out of
apparently
this?
wants to be on your
Other
show.
too. Is them Rams or Billy Goats? Well, what I've learned from watching this.
Oh,
is
I get
Jack-
it. She thinks I have
Oh yeah, it's gonna get
food,
real cold up
and
in
I'm
here.
sitting on my
Check
bed,
this out.
and I don't have food. I'm
What do you-
opening.
Oh, I'm so stupid.
Ooh. What did I do? Oh, okay.
I'm showing the
Why?
wrong screen. All right, starting over.
I'm your host with
I'm
the
a
most
smart
big Snoop
one.
Dogg. We're gonna be checking out some animals today. Roll the footage, man. Let me see what we got up here.
Oh, you're so gonna get taken down for
Looking
this
at
one. I
Rams
bet.
and elks.
Why?
This is some
I don't
old,
know.
It's Snoop
you know,
Dogg.
ancient
Just
that
have
the
a
Rams
feeling.
did in the 1800s. You know what I'm saying? To prove their toughness in order to gain the stability. Oh, he double teaming his ass. That's up right there. That must be his
Fucked
son
up.
or something. It's supposed to be one-on-one fights. They done doubled his ass up. I never understood Rams. Why do they do this? What do they get out of this? Some ugly.
What did they get out of this?
Is them Rams or Billy Goats? Well, what I've
Those are
learned from
mountain
watching
goats,
this
aren't they?
is Jack.
Yeah, mountain goat.
Oh yeah, it's gonna get real cold up in here right now. Check this out. Them
Those are
seals,
some giant horns.
a
though.
whole bunch of seals or
Oh,
walruses? Okay, walruses, cause see, seals don't got long teeth like that. Oh, polar bear.
Oh
Don't
shit.
he eat walruses? Wait a minute. There's too many of them. We gonna get one of y'all. If I was one of the walruses, I'm jumping right in the middle, so I'll be the last he gonna get. See, you on the outside, he finna get you. What you thought? Put your black ass in the middle. Oh, that's up, and ain't nobody gonna even help him. Be jabbing him in the back with them long ass teeth. I ain't doing Look at
What?
You're down again.
No!
Told you, told you.
Snoop Dogg, why are you
Let
taking
me
me
go.
down?
Get
I knew it. You should listen to Unicorns, Dave.
True. Well, the other unicorn's the one that told me to play it.
Why do you listen to her? Stop listening to her.
Well, you just said unicorns.
Okay, Unicorn.
Okay.
Don't listen to the other one.
Snoop took me down, man.
I could have told you that was gonna happen. It looked like this was off of like a actual show.
Yeah.
It's
true.
funny because I was clicking away and then it just said stream unavailable. I was like,
Son
Oh
of a
my
bitch.
god.
let me just jump back in there.
At least he
No.
told us. We would have still been sitting here like
No, I caught it. Literally, my I have another computer to my left. It's on a slight delay, but as soon as he popped in, it popped up over there, and I'm like, "Fuck! I know why he's here."
I know why he's here.
All right. Well,
All right.
I'm gonna go back.
Thanks for the heads up.
Be careful,
my guy.
bro.
See ya.
Too many today. I think that was probably like an Animal Planet or something.
Yeah, that's what I think it was. That's why I was like, I don't know about this.
Yeah. Sad. Let's pop that up to live. All right, we're back. We're back.
Way to go, Lauren.
Well, this one is kind of Mind Riot's fault.
Oh, way to go, Mind Riot.
Through Lauren. Yeah. So
Okay, both of you are culpable.
They're both in trouble now. Now they're both in trouble.
Yeah.
Just want me to fail today. I am getting.
How many? What happens if you like keep getting taken down? Do you get like a certain amount?
I had
okay.
I had like 5 in a karaoke stream, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, those ones don't matter. It just mutes that part of the video. That's all.
Oh,
It's a super valid
It's really easy to fix. I do it after the show's over.
question. Everything you're asking me
They
is a
never,
super
like,
valid
strike
question.
you
That's
for
why
it,
I'm
though.
asking them.
Let's go back to
I
the
think
video,
it's a
'cause I don't
super
remember
valid
what this was.
question. Everything you're asking me is a super valid question.
I agree. That's why I'm asking them.
Okay, that's all it was. I don't even know what's happening.
I don't either.
Now stop wasting my time with this!
Hey. We need some merch.
But if it was that severe,
Oh,
wouldn't
is that
you
ABBA
already
and
feel
Preach?
pain? Wouldn't
Yep.
you already have
ABBA and
bruises
Preach.
on your face? I mean, you say that he punched you in
This
the
is an
face.
Apple
Where are
and
the
Peach video.
Shit. So if you aren't aware, Trevor Bauer is a pitcher in Major League Baseball, and he got accused by a lady of
Oh no.
battery, all kinds of different things. It was litigated in court. He lost a lot as a result, but
Is it
he
gonna be a
vehemently
Me
denied
Too?
any allegations. And recently, he came out with some of this stuff.
Next victim, star pitcher for the Dodgers. A text Lindsay Hill sent to a friend before she ever even met me. What should I
What?
steal? She asked another, in reference to visiting my house for the first time. The answer? Take his money. So how might that work? I'm going to his house Wednesday, she said. I already have my hooks in. You know how I roll.
What the fuck?
Then, after the
Oh
first
my
time we
God.
met, net worth is 51 mil, she said. She better secure the bag, was the response. But how is she going to do that? Need daddy to choke me out, she said.
He got
Being
kicked
an
off
absolute
for a
moron
half
and
a
trying to
year,
get
I
in on his
guess.
51 million. Read another text.
Wow.
Hey, listen,
Yeah,
that
he's been
gold digger group
suspended.
chat go crazy.
My husband just said he's
They
suspended
know,
for half
they
the
know.
season.
These texts are crazy.
Really?
And anyone
For a
says,
Yep.
why would they
false-
lie?
For a
Yep.
setup, basically.
Because they can.
Yep.
Not just false.
I already got my
accusation,
hooks
a
in. She's
setup.
convinced she's going to get the money for him.
That's
And the other one in the
insane.
group chat know this behavior.
Oh, and his
are
contract got
encouraging it and
suspended.
egging on. Meaning, like,
Good
they might be
God.
engaging in this shit too with other athletes. I need daddy to choke me out. This just sounds like, hey, let's get physical in bed so I can next day say that I was beaten up. I don't know where this is going, so let's find out. Super speedy announcement. Our Discord is up. A lot of political discussions going on about all kinds of stuff. Also,
Really?
people gaming, chatting
gonna have
about
to
different
get in
Ab
there.
Preach topics as well as anything under the sun. So check the link in the description below for that.
Then, after the second time we met, former Padres pitcher Jacob Nix told her, "You got to get this bag." "I'll give you 50,000," Lindsay replied. Her AA sponsor asked her at one point, "Do you feel a tiny bit guilty?" "Not really,"
I'll do it after.
she replied. Since then, her legal team has approached me multiple times about coming to a financial settlement.
Her AA
But as I've done
sponsor
since day
name?
one, I refuse to pay her even a single cent. In August of 2021,
Yeah, AA
Lindsay Hill's
sponsor.
claims were heard in court. And during those legal proceedings, critical information was deliberately and unlawfully concealed from me and my legal team. Information like this video, which was
So
taken
this
by
guy's
Lindsay
the
Hill herself
actual
the morning after she claimed she was
pitcher
brutally
guy,
attacked,
right?
emotionally traumatized, and desperate to get away from me. And now we have the metadata, so
Wow.
there can be no dispute.
Oh
It was
my.
taken mere minutes before she left my house.
Wow.
That is insane.
I'm so glad
This
that a
dumb
lot of evil
chick.
people are so fucking stupid that
She
they
cute, though.
self-snitch with these kinds of videos. Like,
Wow.
even if you were one of her supporters and said, "Oh my God, I believe women," like, there's just no fucking way.
I
The
hate
girl
this
claimed she
bit.
was getting her ass beaten, and she take a video like that the morning before she leave the dude's place. Like, even they got to look at this and be like, this whore's lying. Yeah, I think you got to kind of look at it like that. No?
It's for the streets.
Can anybody really look at this and say, I believe her?
When you show them that and you go believe her, and then you show them that, they're like, well, I'd rather have one guy that's not guilty than letting other guys that are actually guilty free.
You make a point, but
that's what they say.
Smirking at the camera without a care in the world, or any marks on her face. I think it paints a pretty clear picture of what actually happened the evening of May 15th and why the video was originally concealed from us.
No, I don't think it ugly.
Yeah, I mean, if you were choking her, you didn't do it properly, bro. Like, that looked like the softest,
my mind
daintiest
auto-corrected
sex
that. I didn't even
that has
read it
ever
wrong.
happened.
That's
All
the
I'm trying to
worst
say is
thing,
you
I
don't
think.
leave your place bruised up and beaten. You didn't really fuck her properly. Hey, kids. I think it's a good time to start turning off the video. All right, I'm just playing around.
This channel was never meant for kids.
All right, let's just keep going.
After hearing the evidence available to her, Judge Diana Gold-Saltman found that Lindsay Hill had misled the court. She found her claims to be materially misleading. She denied her request for a domestic violence restraining order, and she found that no sexual or non-consensual conduct took place. Now, some of you might not know about restraining order hearings. I know I didn't, but I've since learned that it's extremely rare for a request for a restraining order to be denied because the standard of proof that you need to obtain one is extremely low. So you can make of that what you will. The fact is, I was never arrested. I was never charged with a crime, and I won the only legal proceeding that took place without my side of the story even being heard.
Damn.
So I sued her, which prompted her to countersue me.
Base.
Quite frankly, regardless of the outcome in court, I've paid significantly more in legal fees than
Good
Lindsay
money.
Hill could ever pay me in her entire life. And I knew that would be the case going in. But the lawsuit was never about the money for me. It was the only way for me to obtain critical information to clear my name.
Yep.
The discovery
Lawsuits also
process
aren't
in that
cheap.
lawsuit recently concluded, at
No.
which point Lindsay Hill's legal team again came to us with another proposal to resolve the case. This time, however, they weren't seeking any money from me. Having received
even the retainer
much of the
fees are
information
insane.
that had been hidden from us, a small portion of which I've referenced here, I was willing to agree to the terms proposed. Both parties would drop their respective lawsuits. And
Nah. 'Cause at this point, he lost way too much.
Yeah.
Now, well, you just got to drop it. Oh, I got the information. I just got to drop it.
Well, she's not gonna have no
I'll
money
drop
to
my
pay
thing. You
him.
drop your thing, and everything is all good. Are we going to go skedaddle our own ways? Yo, that's fucked.
Why is that fucked up?
It's fucked because you know you lied, and I have the information that I know you lied, and now you're like, oh no, let's just agree to just let's drop it. No, yeah, I'm all for
Well, what else
you
are
need
they
to
gonna
pay some
do?
shit, but I understand why they would
she
go
needs to
that
be
way. But that's
punished
fucked
somehow.
up. It's
Yeah,
fucked
but
up because
this
the
is
people
not a
you went
criminal
out there
jail
and made
for
all
this.
these claims and allegations.
Yeah, but
I
they're
lost so many
talking about
things
a criminal
without. I'm not even talking about legal
proceeding.
fees
This
and
was a
stuff.
lawsuit.
I lost
this
so
is
much
just
stuff.
civil.
Right?
This is the only thing you can come from
And
civil
now I
suits
could
is
prove
money.
that you lied.
Exactly,
And
and she don't
scheme
have
and
no
you could
money.
Just watch, just walk off freely. Everything is all good. That hurts me. That's why I'm like, oh man, that's fucked
He can
up.
turn in that evidence over to the police,
He couldn't do
though.
anything.
I know. I know.
Is it
It's just,
illegal even,
what I'm
though?
saying is not my
To fake
burst.
assault?
It's not
Yeah.
so much that
Yeah,
no,
I
you
guess,
should do
maybe.
something and this like that. It's just man, it's
should do
fucked
that.
up that I have to spend all that money, all that cash to prove that I was not wrong.
No, I mean,
but
I'm sure he's not the only
you
person
just
she's
skedaddle
fleeced.
away. Oops, I'm gonna do it again later
sure
on.
she isn't.
That's-
I'm
and to
sure
me,
he
that's
isn't.
fucked up. I'm not saying that
That's why you don't fight somebody who has nothing to lose.
Yeah.
But yeah, I
That's
think
it.
she should get
When you
punished.
have everything and someone with nothing to lose challenges you, there's no reason.
But
because if you win, you gain nothing, and you probably lose in the process. You take damage.
And how do you
financially,
prove a
otherwise.
negative?
And if you lose, then they gain everything. So it's just one of those things where you can't win. So he cut his losses. He listened to his lawyers who said there's no point in going through with this. And he did the smart thing.
He did the smart thing, but it's just frustrating. You know what I mean? Like it's frustrating that
absolutely.
you did all this shit. It was all a scheme.
Mm-hmm.
You were the bad guy.
You know you're in the right.
And then you
Everything's
just
good.
la 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 la. You're cute. You're talking about privilege don't exist for them. It does. It really does.
But
What?
hopefully this is the last time I have to do so. as I
Wait, did
prefer
he
to
just turn
remain-
this into like a white person thing?
No, he turned this into like a female privilege thing.
A
I don't
white
know.
Frustrating,
girl
you know what I mean?
or a
Like
pretty
it's
privilege?
frustrating that you did all this shit. It was all a scheme. you're the bad guy, and then you just la 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 la. You're cute. You're talking about privilege.
pretty
don't exist for
privilege.
them.
Pretty
It
privilege.
does.
Okay, that's
It
what I
really
was thinking
does.
then. Pretty
But hopefully
privilege.
this
They
is
do
the last
talk
time I
about
have to
pretty
do so,
privilege.
as I
Is she
prefer
really
to
that
just remain
pretty?
focused on doing my job,
Yes.
winning baseball games
Did you
and
see her?
entertaining fans around the world.
Yeah, I
So
saw
today,
her.
I'm
It's
happy
really
to be
cute.
moving on with my life.
Good.
He
Now, since
doesn't
it
look
does give
cute, but maybe that's because I
Because there's
know
no
she's
amount of
evil.
restitution that can fix what happened in the past.
Because you're thinking of
But at
how
the very
evil
least,
she
if you
is, and
cleared
you're
the
letting
air
that
and you've
seep
made
into your
everything public.
Yep.
And you can actually move on.
interpretation of
then
her
that's like the
actual
best thing
physical
possible,
looks.
Because otherwise, you're just gonna stay angry.
Yeah,
There's no
ugly
amount of
beach.
revenge that's gonna fix that.
Inside.
But she did an interview recently with Sarah
She's
Gonzalez.
gonna be ugly
You
on the
wanna see that?
outside too if she goes to
Or we get to
prison.
hear her
Nobody's supposed
side.
to get her.
So
God,
I
I
want to
need to
read
eat.
some of these texts from you to a friend between the two of you before you met Trevor, this one. Next victim, star pitcher for the Dodgers. Okay. Victim is an interesting choice of words. I'm going to allow you a chance to explain yourself. But after you agreed to meet, you asked
we
your
get to hear
friend
from
what you should
her? Oh,
steal.
Yep. God.
Your friend answered his
She
money.
looks pretty now with
He
makeup
says
on.
another one from you to a friend.
think
I'm
she was
going
prettier
to
in
his
the
house
other
Wednesday.
picture.
I already have my hooks in.
In the
you know
video?
how I roll.
Yeah, when she
Here's
was
some
laying in
more
the
after
bed.
you and Trevor met up. Net worth is
Oh, okay.
51 million. To which your friend responds, "Bitch, you better secure that bag." Your text, "Need daddy to
I'm not
choke
a
me
big
out,
makeup
being an
fan.
absolute whore to
I don't
try to
think
get
a
in
lot
on
of
his
guys are,
51
actually.
million."
No.
You say this wasn't a setup. How can you expect anyone
Like
to
she's
believe that?
obviously put way
That's
more
a great
effort
question.
into
I
her
really
look right
appreciate
there,
you
but
having
no.
me on to even have this conversation. Obviously, there's
The
a
more
lot going
natural look
on
is better
around
to
this,
me.
so I really appreciate people who are asking questions about it.
Oh
the
God,
first thing I
her
want to
lips
say
are
is,
very
I
uneven.
think
I don't
that
like that.
Trevor did this intentionally with
They look slanted. That's so weird.
Because
I
she's
don't like
talking
it.
so much shit out of him.
the text
Sorry.
messages and how he framed this video. There's several things in it that are not correct. And I just want to start out by saying, it's so valid for people to question those text messages. But the root of the
Answer the question.
What the fuck is this PR response?
Just answer the question. That's someone
Filibustering.
talking. Answer the goddamn question.
This
Oh my
PR response
is the lamest.
I love
here
him.
is that he is presenting this as one conversation when in reality he had thousands of messages to choose from, took those, made it look sequential, which it was not. There is no combined screenshot of those things going on.
Okay, they're not sequential. Just the thing, what should you steal? My girl, just that. Sequential or not, those things were said.
Let's see what she
True.
says.
Oh, it could be bad lip injections. You're probably right.
Yeah, that injection
You're
stuff
saying that it's
will
misleading
shift over
because
time.
you're admitting that you did talk about rough sex and wanting rough sex.
So her
You
left
did
upper
talk
lip
about
is starting to go back
him
to
needing
normal,
to choke
but the
you
right
out.
side
You did
hasn't.
talk about stealing his money,
yeah.
but it's misleading because he put them together in the same video as if you had said it in the same conversation when in fact it was separate conversation.
One moment here. This might be important.
Okay.
Guess not. We'll find out.
It's all good?
I don't know. I'm gonna text and see what's up. It might have just been a butt dial.
Okay.
There's certain people that if they call me, I just assume it's something important because they don't call often.
Was it your mom?
No.
Oh. So was it me? Because I know I'm one of those people.
You don't even have my number.
No, I was just
How
kidding.
dare you?
I do now.
That's why it's misleading.
Correct,
How
and
do
as
you
well
know?
as not showing, the messages that occurred after where it discusses it strictly in the term of, being a baseball wife or something like that.
Or something like that. Okay, I'm just curious if you know like the statistical likelihood of you texting your friend premeditated texts
Yes, it
saying
was,
you
Lauren.
wanted him to choke you out and
don't
steal
tell her.
his
She
money,
doesn't
take
know.
his money, and him actually
I can't even see
choking
what
you
she's
out
saying.
and
That's
those
not
things
fair.
not being related.
That's why.
Rude.
Naomi's mom.
It's a really, really valid question.
Yep.
And like I said, I think you would need to look through each
If
conversation.
it was, you better hang
Those were
up.
handpicked.
Naomi's
but I
mom
can, like I said
She's
last night,
crazy.
completely own the
on.
fact that those were
Yo, Sarah's face looks like, yo, this horse lying.
Yeah!
Sarah's looking at the camera like squinting, and it ain't because she can't see.
Yeah, are you?
Side-eyeing her.
She has a permanent really bitch on her. Really? That's what you gonna say?
Come on, bro.
Ugh.
So you said in court that he sexually assaulted you on 2 different encounters, and you say the first time that you say he choked you unconscious. Clearly the insinuation is you didn't like it, because now you're calling it an assault. But why did you make the drive back to LA to meet back up with him a second time if this man had just assaulted you by your own account?
It's a really good question. How I phrased it and how I tried in the past is that I was so embarrassed by the first encounter that I felt something, deep in me to go and take the power back and to be better and to be what he wanted in a sense. And so I don't.
Well, I'm not putting that dollar in that jar. What the fuck did she just say?
Power back.
After you get
power back. All right. Gang, 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 gang.
Okay.
Gang, 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 gang. Oh my God, I'm lying again. Gang, 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 gang. It's me, my bitches, and all my friends. Gang, 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 gang. Am I a gold digger? Hell yeah. Am I here for the dollar? Hell yeah. That's what it is.
Maybe I'm unaware.
Am I everything you wish you didn't see in a nightmare? Everybody. Yeah, that's what it is.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. I'm gonna jump off.
No, there's been a
How
lot of,
dare you.
through all the processes.
Sorry.
It's okay. I'm going to wrap up after this video
experts
because I need
on
to
the
make a phone
psychology
call.
of what happens
It's,
when
important
you
person I
are
gotta call.
assaulted XYZ.
Thank you.
But there was something in me that felt like I needed to make it better in a sense.
Okay, but you texted Trevor before you met him, telling him you liked rough sex. Then you texted him after your first sexual encounter with him, which you now call an assault. And according to court records, you told him after that sexual encounter that you had, quote, never been more turned on in your life. That's not really something...
Oh, yo, whose girl is this? Whose girl is this? Who are you, girlfriend? Shit! You are, oh, shit! Asking the right questions, getting the tea and the bag and everything juicy. Who are you? Okay! Okay! Let's go, Sarah!
Sarah Gonzalez.
Yo!
Should retitle this video, Sarah Gonzalez interviews lying whore.
Yo, Sarah! Sarah Gonzalez? I need to frame that picture up. I'm gonna have a frame of your picture like this.
All right, let's keep going.
Oh my God, we should have we're gonna have merch. We need Sarah Gonzalez merch.
Let's keep going.
That's not really something that someone says when they were just a...
I think it's a super valid question. Everything you're asking me is a super valid question.
I agree. That's why I'm asking them.
Now stop wasting my time and answer.
Hey. We need some merch.
We need some merch.
That was crazy.
We need some merch.
She said, "Stop with the PR. I know it's a valid question. Answer the question."
Fluffy kid, get on that shit.
Look at that face.
Yo,
zoom in on that face.
When I was a kid, all this time I wish that superheroes exist. And then Sarah appeared.
Let's go. And for everybody who's asking me about the editors contest, it's still going on. You can make unlimited amount of entries up until the end of October. After that point, we're going to be selecting the people who are going to be moving on to phase 2. The goal with this, so I make it clear for everyone, is to find an editor who can be autonomous, who can work remotely and manage the things, find the right kind of clips. So the things that we're looking for in an editor are 1, creativity when it comes to the editing process, 2, good clip selection. And what constitutes good clip selection? Sometimes it's a matter of like making sure you get enough of us and not just the content we're reacting to, but also finding clips that people want to watch. We want to be sure that you understand the platforms that you're editing and posting on, and that you can see a clip, see that it's going to be good content, and then upload it to the right spot so that people do want to click on those. And so, be smart about your clip selection. Be good about I said it's a full-time job, fully remote, and it pays a full-time salary. So, yeah.
Totally. And I think that I'm not, that's what expert witnesses are for in court in terms of the psychology behind that and responses to abuse and things like that. But like I said, I was just trying to make myself feel better about myself after what had happened the first time. After the first time I left without any markings on my body, my face was fine. I could go to work. And I thought that the second time, would be like the first time minus the things I told him I was not comfortable with.
Yeah, so you mentioned the markings on your body. I want to play a portion of his video in which he plays I would say, interesting video of you in his bed. Watch.
This video, which was taken by Lindsay Hill herself, the morning after she claimed she was brutally attacked, emotionally traumatized, and desperate to get away from me. And now we have the metadata, so there can be no dispute. It was taken mere minutes before she left my house on the morning of May 16th, 2021.
Lindsay, I think there are a lot of sexual assault survivors who would say you don't look traumatized there and you don't look beaten. And this is allegedly after you say that he brutally attacked you and you had bruises all over your body, you had bruises all over your face. I don't see any bruises there, and I certainly don't see a woman who's just been traumatized by something horrible.
Get wrecked.
Again, super valid. I think that I woke up that morning, and the best way to explain that video is I hadn't seen my entire body yet. I had no idea what had happened, considering, I was unconscious for most of it. I had no idea what had happened to my full body.
But if it was that severe, wouldn't you already feel pain? Wouldn't you already have bruises on your face? I mean, you say that he punched you in the face, but where are the...
Shit.
Fishy.
Cyrus Gonzalez is a don.
I'm stopping the video there.
Why? Wow.
All I'll say is this. I'm at peace with it.
That chick, no, she's done. That call was important. I am gonna have to get off of here. Just wanted to finish the video. I didn't want to leave you on the cliffhanger. Thank you guys. Love you. I will talk to you tomorrow for the karaoke stream. See ya.